He bought me a massage. What can I say?
Because he can't be here to give it to you in person.
Oh,
Hotlanta. Get
All
it.
right, I think we're actually live on YouTube now, so
What?
enjoy that conversation. And welcome to our live reading of Pretty Man, our gender bent pretty woman. If somebody could actually share this on the quarantine page, that would be awesome, so people can watch if they want. Anyway, welcome. Once again, I have thrown things off on its wheels or heads or whatever the phrase is. And we are going to be casting with the spinny wheel of death tonight. So nobody knows what character they're going to play. It's all going to be fun. So here we are. I am going to start with our, how do I screen? I always forget how to screen share. All right, here we go. So here we go. First up, and how this is going to be, this is for the main character Victor, which is our Vivian. So I'm just going to spin this, and the closest male to the thing, if it's not one, is going to be it.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I'm scared.
George!
Oh,
Yay!
George!
Oh, no.
Woo!
Yes.
Yes, George.
Oh, boy.
All right. Okay,
Picture them, yeah.
tonight, our Wilma, which is the Jason Alexander character, is going to be. This is exciting.
Marla!
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
Marla!
All right. Marla is going to be Wilma, and I'll drop your script to you shortly. All right. So our Kit, keeping the name, but our male prostitute this evening is going to be, please be Jeremy. I'm just kidding.
What?
Oh my God, seriously though.
Oh man!
Oh, it is.
It's rigged.
That was crazy.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
That was fantastic. Okay, hold on. I gotta write this down.
That was so well.
Wow.
Okay,
So,
it's shared
and the-
on the page, by the way.
Huh?
I shared it to the page. We good.
Oh, cool. Thank you. All right. So our next batch of characters is going to be multiple characters here. The first character in the script name that you're going to download is going to be Night Operator, and that's the elevator guy. Who's in the script a lot more than that's going to be Michael.
Yeah, Michael. Woo!
All right. So, yeah, there we go. And we are going to spin for waiter and saleswoman and a desk clerk. That is going to be Kate.
Kate!
Kate. So she's
You're
going to
okay.
download the script that starts with waiter.
Perfect.
All right. And next up,
Check
we've
that
got a saleswoman and Cross. So that's going to be Corey. He's gonna be the
Corey!
saleswoman. I think she's going to enjoy that.
Wait, did you already do the girl version of like the two main characters? I know George is doing whatever.
Yeah.
Did you already do the other one?
Oh, Edward?
Jeremy. George and Jeremy.
What?
We'll go
Oh,
over it in a second.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought it was supposed to be gender switch, so I don't. Okay.
Oh, wait. No. Wilma is the attorney. The script is a little different here. Okay, so Mr. Thomas, the hotel clerk, is going to be played by Kate. Woo!
Kate!
All right. We've got two choices left. We've got a variety of characters, including Bridget, our limo driver, and a few other people, and scene description left. So
Okay.
who's going to be Bridget?
Oh.
Jen.
Jennifer. Which leaves Travis is going to do our scene description tonight.
Yay.
All right.
Yes.
So, all right, we can stop sharing that screen. We don't need that anymore. So let me send out the final thing here. Marla, everybody understand what script to download?
That's final draft for me, right?
Will you make sure I downloaded the right one? Which one was I
Yeah, so
supposed to download?
George, you are going to
Yeah.
download Final Draft.
Just final
Marla,
draft. Okay.
I just dropped it in there. It starts with Final Draft Wilma. Jeremy, you're going to download. It's in the chat for Zoom.
Oh, in the chat for Zoom. Okay. I'm like, what chat? Where am I looking? Copy.
Let's see here. Jeremy, you're Kit and Vance.
Cool.
Michael, you are the night operator. Kate is going to be our waiter and miscellaneous characters, so you should have downloaded waiter. Corey is going to be our saleswoman and miscellaneous characters, so she's got that script highlighted. Kate is going to be our Mr. Thomas, our illustrious hotel manager, or I'm sorry, concierge. And
So which script is that?
Huh?
Does it start with night operator?
Yours,
Everybody's
no.
cutting out.
Kate, yours is Mr. Thomas. You're just.
I don't see a Mr. Thomas.
Oh, because I forgot to do that one. Oh, no. Hold on. Here you go. There you go. I called it something different for some stupid reason. All right. And then Jennifer, you are Bridget. We've got Jennifer being Bridget tonight. And Travis is going to be our scene description. Feel free to feel and get into the moment.
Is that my final
steamy,
draft?
Read it like a romance novel.
There's no
Like
Bridget.
There's no Bridget?
No.
Okie dokie.
And Anne's scene description is final draft, right?
Yes. All right.
Okay, cool.
So Jennifer, just download Final Draft. I apologize.
It's okay, girl.
And you're Bridget.
Okay.
You are here. I'm going to drop it in the chat. Your character names. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
I was like feeling all accomplished that I finished everything.
Well,
and then
you
I
did accomplish a shit
messed
ton.
it up. All right. So everybody good? Got their scripts? I don't have.
I have to send it to my iPad.
Michael can't see a script.
Michael can't?
No. And you see this in the Zoom chat, like this chat right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any link. When I went to go to the chat, it was just empty.
All right.
The mystery.
I'm dropping yours in there again, Michael. There you go. Pardon our haphazardness if you are watching. Marla, I will drop this to you in Facebook chat if I can get it.
No,
to
I got
work.
it.
You
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Sorry. All right. Everybody
the audience
got
knows
their
that
scripts.
Yes.
I don't.
Oh.
It's still not showing up. I'm so sorry.
Huh?
Yeah,
You just sent it to him in the messenger.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's like nothing's popping up in the chat whatsoever.
Of technical difficulty.
It's all part of the show because we're reading
All
the
right.
dialogue.
Hold on. I've got to bring up Facebook.
Yeah, see me and I see.
Somebody do the pre-opening show here.
Should we do a little song?
Yeah, do a little song, Jeremy. Sing us a love song.
And
song?
did
Perfect.
a wonderful job. And did so much work for us. Thanks.
Here you go, Michael.
Thanks. Oh, it's from you.
And in that case,
All right. Yay. You got it out?
Yes.
I got it.
All right. Well, enjoy our version of Pretty Man. Don't hate me. Travis,
All right.
take it away.
I'm ready. Pretty Man, original screenplay by J.F. Lawton, adapted by illustrious, amazing, fantastic, wondrous, stupendous, glorious, beautiful, smart, and well, you get the idea. And Marco. Alrighty, fade in, exterior Hollywood night. It is after 12 on a cold spring night. An old yellow Mustang pulls alongside the curb of a rundown section of Hollywood Boulevard. The passenger door opens and Victor, steps out. He quickly shuts the door and walks away from the car as if it wasn't there. The Mustang drives off. Victor lights up a cigarette and takes a drag. Blonde, in a skin-tight, black mesh shirt, he moves gracefully across the sidewalk. His eyes scan passing cars for any indication of interest in him. Oh, I feel you do. At first glance, he is just another Hollywood street hooker. Oh, God. But as we look closer, we see that he is young, 22 years old, and too pretty and healthy to have been on the street for long. His bright eyes indicate that he is not quite as tough and confident as his street swagger makes him appear. He passes by vagrant huddled into a building doorway across the street. A prostitute strolls by, rubbing her shoulders against the cold. At a fast food stand, several drug dealers are talking and eating. In the distance, we hear the sound of police helicopters. He nears a bright yellow all-night coffee shop. Ooh hoo hoo. Half a dozen of people sit at the dirty tables inside. He spots someone through the plate glass windows and tosses his cigarette away. Annoyed, he goes inside. Interior coffee shop night. Behind the counter, two young Chinese men fry food listening to Chinese disco music on a large ghetto blazer resting on the counter. Woo! They wave to Victor as he comes in, and he waves back. He crosses over to a table where Kit sits, wolfing down chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes.
What are you doing sitting in here eating?
I was hungry.
Kit is at least 2 years younger than Victor, but many more years on the street have made him look older and tougher. Dressed in a tight t-shirt with obviously bleached blonde hair, Kit is almost like a Dorian Gray painting of Victor, of what he might become in a few years.
We should be working. The rent's overdue.
Kit continues chewing unconcerned. He reaches into his back pocket and draws out a small wand of $20 bills. He lets Victor glance at them and then discreetly tucks them away.
I ran into a pickup truck with 4 women. Took me 15 minutes to take care of them all. How much you make so far?
120.
He picks up another forkful of food.
Then we're coasting. We can buy some smoke and kick back till tomorrow.
Exterior Hollywood Boulevard. Later, Victor and Kit stroll down the street together.
We shouldn't let the rent go over every month. One of these days, he's going to kick us out of our place.
Who cares? It's a shithole. We'll find another one.
A car approaches slowly and Victor eyes it questionably. It passes without stopping. He turns back to Kit.
Why don't we work a little longer? Save up for next month.
It's not safe to work past midnight. All the creeps come out. We'll make it up tomorrow. Let's go get high.
They continue down the sidewalk and across in front of a dark alley. Inside the alley are 2 women in the midst of some kind of scuffle. Suddenly, one strikes the other across the face with such a loud crunch, that we wonder if the other has had her neck broken. She falls limp. Victor stares wide-eyed, but Kit quickly drags him off.
Keep going, keep going.
What was that?
Nothing to us. It's late. We better get in.
They pick up their pace down the street. Victor wraps his arms around his shoulders, suddenly cold. Ooh.
Yeah, it's getting cold out.
Exterior fast food stand night. Victor stands off to the side as Kit finishes talking to a Latino drug dealer. He joins Victor.
I got it. 2 rocks. It's good stuff.
They head down the street toward home.
How much?
60.
60? We still have enough for the rent?
So we're 20 short. We'll make up the difference tomorrow.
What if he hears us coming in? He's going to be pissed.
Victor hears a car coming up behind them. He glances over his shoulder and sees a sleek black Mercedes slow in.
Look at that.
The Mercedes pulls up past them and stops. It backs up a bit and the window electronically rolls down. Fancy. Victor is about to head for it when Kit stops him.
Forget it. I want to go home.
Look at that car. We can make the rent and then some.
Kit isn't happy about the delay, but he waits as Victor approaches the car. Victor leans over the passenger window in the driver's seat. Is Edith Lewis, a good-looking, well-groomed woman in her early 40s. She is wearing an expensive dress and jewels.
You want a date?
How do I get to Wilshire Boulevard?
What?
I'm lost. How do I get to Wilshire?
Well, what do I look like? A tour guide? You want a date or not?
Actually, I just want directions.
Directions. She just wants directions.
I told you, only creeps come out after 12.
Victor looks back at Edith, giving her one last chance. He puts his hand on his hip, opening his jacket and making aware of his thin t-shirt.
Look, babe, I'm not in the business of giving directions.
I can see that, but perhaps you'd make an exception?
Victor sighs, disappointed by what he hoped would be an expensive trick.
Okay. I'll tell you how to get to Wilshire for $5.
A bargain.
She reaches into her purse and pulls out a clip of money. Victor eyes it, very interested. She peels off a 20. Oh, a 20. Ooh, and holds it out to him.
All I have is a 20.
Victor snatches it.
I don't make change. Listen, for a little more, I could show you the way personally, and maybe we could have a little fun together. What do you say?
How do I get to Wilshire?
What are you, gay, or am I just playing too hard to get?
His persistence causes Edith to falter a bit. He's a beautifully tempting man.
You're a lovely young man, but I'm not in the habit of picking up men off the street. Now, if you
Hey,
could just...
I don't have an STD or nothing. Here's my card from the free health clinic. I got tested last week. I'm probably safer than you are. I gotta be. I'm a pro.
He shows her a health clinic card, and Edith looks at it and then back at him. She admires him for a moment, considering.
You're thinking about it, I can tell.
You're a very persuasive man. It happens I'm alone tonight.
Great, I'm the best. $100.
$100? For the whole night?
I'm growing on you already. $250 for the whole night, not including the 20 you've already given me.
You're quite the negotiator. All right. I can't believe I'm doing this. The climb in.
Wait a second.
Victor walks over to Kit's side.
I'm gonna go with her.
How much?
$250.
You could have got more.
Maybe I will. She's not too bright.
I'll save some smoke for you when you get home. Be careful.
Victor pats Kit affectionately on the shoulder.
Thanks, I will.
Victor gets inside the Mercedes. Kit watches as it drives off. Interior Mercedes night. Victor sits comfortably in the warm leather seat. He finds the ashtray on the dash and lights a cigarette with the car lighter. With the car lighter, he looks at Edith curiously as she drives. Edith occasionally glances at Victor, still debating as to the wisdom of this encounter.
Nice car. Yours?
It's rented.
What's your name?
Edith, what's yours?
So where are we gonna do it?
I'm staying at a hotel in Beverly Hills,
From out of town?
New York.
I've never been to New York. How is it?
It's all right. Are you going to tell me how to get to Wilshire?
Make a left up there. Why you in LA?
Business.
What kind of business?
You certainly ask a lot of questions.
Victor Squelch takes a drag from his cigarette.
Just being friendly.
Exterior Beverly Hills night. The Mercedes glides through the streets of Beverly Hills. Interior Mercedes night. Edith gestures towards the back seat.
Listen, my overcoat's in the back seat. Why don't you put it on?
Why?
Let's just say you're a little overdressed for this hotel.
They don't like hookers?
It's not that kind of place that rents rooms by the hour.
Every place has hookers. They just don't admit it.
Perhaps so, but if this hotel has any hookers, they don't look like they are.
Off the boulevard?
Exactly.
Exterior Regent Beverly Wilshire Hotel parking lot night. Thousands of tiny white lights sparkle along the walls of Beverly Wilshire Hotel. Bright flags are illuminated by carefully placed spotlights. The Mercedes has stopped in a valet parking lane. A valet opens the passenger door, and Victor, bundled up in Edith's overcoat, steps out. Edith hands the key to another valet. A doorman opens the huge glass door for Victor and Edith. They go inside. Exterior lobby of the Regent Beverly Wilshire Hotel. Night. The lobby is bright and spacious, filled with thick carved wood paneling. Even at this hour, there is a great deal of activity. Men in business suits and women in furs and jewels are passing by. Ooh, the rich. Victor's face tries to conceal the awe that he feels at the sight of all this luxury. Edith is perfectly at home. She places one hand on Victor's elbow and guides him through the lobby as gracefully as she drives her Mercedes. Woo, well worded. They reach the elevators and go inside. Interior elevator night. The young night elevator operator is dressed in a clean red uniform that seems just a bit too tight as the elevator doors close. He nods towards Edith.
Floor, ma'am?
Penthouse?
Yes, ma'am.
The tone of the night operator's voice indicates that Edith will not have to tell him again. He will remember Edith. There's only one penthouse. Interior hallway night. Edith and Victor come out of the elevator into a hallway leading to a single doorway with two heavy wood doors. Edith pulls out her key and unlocks the door with a gentle push. The doors open in unison. Edith gestures towards Victor to go inside. He does. Edith closes the door behind them. Interior penthouse night. As Victor steps into the room, he has a sensation of falling off the top of the building. Ooh, that's scary. In front of him is a sunken living room with a massive window revealing the sparkling nights of the city below. He is speechless. Edith is quite at home. She walks past him down the steps to the living room. The living room is filled with museum quality art decor, future. All those rose engraved lavender. On one of the walls is a relief of stylized Egyptian figures. She picks up a phone.
Room service. I'd like a bottle of the house champagne and a bowl of chilled strawberries sent to my room. Thank you.
Victor still stands motionless by the front door. Edith looks at him, a trademark half smile drifting to her face.
Nice view.
Victor says nothing. He makes his way down the steps of the living room, his legs a little weak.
I've impressed you.
Victor looks at Edith, his awe giving way to a clinical sneer.
No, I come here all the time. As a matter of fact, they do rent this room by the hour.
Edith laughs. She sits down in a comfortable chair and leans back.
Very good.
Victor paces through the room, still hypnotized by the view, but recovering quickly.
I don't get it. What's a gal like you picking up a guy like me?
As I recall, you were the one that picked me up?
You didn't put up much of a fight.
Started to seem like a good idea.
Edith takes off her shoes.
Well, then what are you doing cruising Hollywood Boulevard?
Cruising? Well, I don't get to drive a lot in New York, so I thought it would be interesting to tool around and admire some of the local architecture. I was sightseeing the Chinese theater when I got lost and ran into you.
A chime goes off to indicate there's someone at the front door. Chime.
That should be the champagne.
She starts to get up. Victor motions from her to stay put.
That's it. I'll get it.
Edith sits back down. Victor waltzes up the steps and opens the front door. A waiter comes into the door with a silver cart. On it is a bottle of champagne and ice and a covered bowl.
And a
Where
cat.
would and a cat. Where would you like it?
Down there, I guess.
The waiter and the cat carries it down to the steps and sets it on the middle of the living room.
That'll be fine.
The waiter heads back up the stairs and pauses near Victor, stares back at him.
What are you looking at?
The waiter glances away uncomfortably and exits. Victor closes the door behind him. Victor marches back down the stairs.
I think he wanted you to tip him.
For one bottle?
Afraid so.
Edith stands up and crosses to the silver stand. She lifts the lid on the bowl to reveal a dozen enormous strawberries. She eats one. She twirls the champagne bottle in the ice bucket and then gracefully lifts it out.
So you're here all alone? Don't you have a boyfriend or a husband or both?
Edith definitely pops the cork on the bottle without losing a drop of champagne.
Both. This is the house brand. I didn't think you'd mind.
Tastes the same to me. So where's your boyfriend and husband? Sleeping together?
Edith pours the champagne into a single long-stemmed glass and hands it to Victor.
More questions. My husband divorced me years ago and is in Europe, I believe, spending my money. My boyfriend is in New York, spending my money. Cheers.
Edith drops the champagne bottle back in the bucket. Victor holds the glass awkwardly.
Aren't you gonna have any?
I wish I could. I've got a liver problem and I can't have any alcohol.
You don't have to get me drunk, honey.
Victor takes a sip from the glass.
No, I just like the smell. Fond memories. How do you like it?
Not much. I don't really drink. I smoke, though. I don't guess you do.
No, not tobacco or otherwise.
It was the otherwise I wanted.
Try a strawberry. It'll bring out the sweetness of the champagne.
Victor eats the strawberry and then washes it down with champagne.
Better?
Okay. Why didn't your boyfriend come with you?
Edith's face sours.
I don't know. Just being difficult.
Victor takes another sip and smiles wickedly.
He wants a new mink.
Edith isn't sure if she finds that funny. Victor senses that he's touched a nerve.
So now I get it. You had a fight with Mr. Mink and you end up stuck here all alone. Suddenly a pro sounds like a good idea.
You put it very well. I'm a professional woman and I'd like to find a professional man. Any more questions?
Victor downs the last of his glass.
So where are we going to screw?
How about the bedroom?
Interior bedroom night. Hoo hoo hoo. Edith turns on a light, revealing that the bedroom has been decorated in keeping with the Art Deco theme of the Penthouse. Another large relief, this one of prancing unicorns, is mounted over the bed. The bed itself is enormous and covered with gray satin sheets and a rose comforter. Edith walks over the bed and picks up a mint lying on the pillow. She tosses it to Victor, catches it, unwraps it, and pops it in his mouth.
Can I have my money now?
Oh, yes.
She reaches into her purse and pulls out a money clip. She takes 5 50s from it and hands them to him. It doesn't appear to diminish the size of the clip. Ooh, lots of money. Victor stuffs the money into a tiny pocket in his incredibly tight, skinny jeans. That's what they're made for. That extravagant every single luscious muscle and bulge that exists. He's fit in all the right spots. Damn, girl, I am not George Graham, but that dude is not. Yeah.
Thanks, honey.
All credit to George Graham. If George Graham was in this, he gives her a gentle, lingering kiss on the cheek. Edith attempts to kiss him on the lips with the full pent-up sexuality of a sorority house. Oh, that's when you know shit is going wrong. But he pulls back.
Not on the lips, sorry. And I'll have to wear a rubber. You look clean, but these days you never know.
I see. I suppose you can't be too safe about that kind of thing.
He steps back and quickly takes off his jacket. He slips out of his shoes.
You don't last long in my business if you aren't.
He removes his jeans. I can't. At least he got to remove the jeans and shirts slowly, seductively. He's a bit of a tease. Now naked, but for a pair of black panties, he sits down on the floor and carefully lays his clothes out on the carpet, smoothing them down so they won't get wrinkled. I mean, really? Edith sits on the bed and watches him fascinated.
What are you doing?
I don't want my clothes to get mushed up.
You can hang them in the closet.
This is fine. I'll help you out of your clothes.
He stands and walks to Edith, giving her a quick peck on the cheek. He unzips her dress and drops it to the floor. Edith grabs his wrist firmly but gently. This 50 Shades fantasy is about to come true.
Hey, slow down. I thought we had the whole night.
Most Janes like it quick.
Well, I'm not like most Janes.
But she is not like most Janes, guiding him by the wrist. Edith slowly pushes him back onto the bed. She releases him and settles in beside him. She runs a finger across his luscious thighs. Victor lies back on the bed, bored, because you can tell he's clearly a pro. Edith's fingers make their way up towards his chiseled abs and pets him gently. Oh my God, Victor winces.
That tickles.
Edith smiles and touches his stomach again. Victor sits up quickly.
That tickles. I don't like it.
Sorry. What do you like?
Hot baths and sad songs. Look, if I want some gal to turn me on, I'll hire you for $250, but you're paying me to make you feel good. So lay down.
Victor pushes Edith back onto the bed.
Jesus, champagne, strawberries, mints, and foreplay. You act like you're seducing a valley guy you picked up in a dance club.
Edith laughs uneasily.
I'm an incurable romantic.
Yeah, well, you were cruising the wrong boulevard for romance. But if you want a good fuck, you found the best. Just lay down and let me drive.
Victor slips off the bed and walks to the light switch. He turns it off. In the faint light that leaks through the cracks in the door, we see him return to Edith. He lies on top of her and kisses her on the cheek. Edith wraps her arms around him. They now make the sex. Dissolve to interior bedroom shower night. A spray of water comes down upon Victor because clearly they've done a lot by that point. As he washes his face, carefully trying to keep the water from his hair. Wow, they did a lot. He picks up some soap and scrubs himself clean. He turns off the shower, picks up a towel, and quickly dries himself. He feels better. Interior bedroom night. Victor is sitting on the floor, picking up his clothes. Edith slides over to the bed to see him.
What are you doing?
Getting my clothes.
I thought we had all night.
What? You want to do it again? I thought I finished you off.
You did, but stay the night? I'd like to sleep with you. I'll get you a taxi in the morning.
Victor sighs.
Why do you want to sleep with me?
Another question. Because you're warm.
You don't snore, do you? I hate that.
I don't snore. I don't believe I snore.
One snore and I'm out of here.
Seems fair.
Victor stares at Edith for a moment. He is tired. He walks over to the bed unhappily.
All right. Move over, Juliet.
Exterior Regent Beverly Wilshire Hotel morning. The sun is coming up as hotel employees hoses down the sidewalk in front of the hotel. For what they're hosing down, we do not know. Interior hotel lobby morning. A woman employee is vacuuming the lobby. She sees something and pauses. She pulls a dead leaf from one of the potato plants. Interior hallway morning. The elevator doors open and a waiter rolls a cart out into the hallway. He takes it to the door of the penthouse. He rings the bell. Ding dong.
Come in, it's open.
Interior penthouse living room morning. The waiter carries in a tray of food, a bottle of champagne, and orange juice. Edith's dressed up in silk pajamas and a black velvet robe. Stands in the living room talking into a cordless phone.
Phone. Travis, I've lost my place.
Page 19 in the PDF.
I've had it. This is the third time I've had to take a trip alone.
Edith points the waiter to the dining room.
I don't care what your agent says. 1 week isn't going to ruin your career.
The waiter sets down the tray and returns. Edith picks up her wallet from an end table and hands the waiter a $5 bill. The waiter nods and exits.
I want you here. You know how I get when I'm doing business. Last night Forget last night. I want you on a flight today or it's over.
Edith walks over the dining room table and lifts one of the tray covers. Inside is a gourmet breakfast.
You promised me when you started this whole modeling thing that I would come first. Now, I'm still the one that's paying your bills and I'm not going to. Travis!
Yes, sorry. He hangs up on her. Edith slams the phone on the table.
Stupid man! That's it!
She takes a deep breath to calm herself. She pours a glass of orange juice and takes a sip. Still agitated, she crosses through the living room to the bedroom door. Interior bedroom morning. Victor is asleep in the bed. He is not a light sleeper. His body is in an awkward position and his mouth is frozen half open on his tranquil face. He looks young and childlike. Edith stares down at him for a moment. She sips her orange juice. She is thinking again, making a decision.
You're quite a sleeper.
Victor stirs roughly.
Good morning. Would you like some breakfast?
Victor's eyes open painfully and he squints at Edith. He shakes his head, trying to wake up.
Forgot where I was.
That must be an occupational hazard.
This is a nice bed. So soft, I slept like a stiff.
Would you like some breakfast? It's still hot.
I don't eat in the morning.
You should. Come on.
Edith picks up Victor's shirt from the night before and tosses it to him. Into your dining table in living room morning. Victor and Edith sit at the table. Edith dishes out some food and sets it in front of them.
My head hurts. It's that champagne you made me choke down.
Edith pulls the champagne bottle from its bucket.
Hair of the dog?
She defiantly pops the cork. Pop.
No, I'll get sick.
Edith fills a third glass and tops it off with orange juice.
Just a bit, with orange juice. I guarantee it will make you feel better.
Victor reluctantly takes the glass.
I don't like orange juice either.
Don't you like anything?
Victor swallows some orange juice.
Sad songs and hot baths.
Well, you're welcome to take a nice long bath. One in the bathroom is practically a pool.
I saw it, but I have to go.
He picks up a fork and starts examining the food on his plate. Edith begins to eat.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
What is this stuff?
He eats a forkful.
Crepes?
Good. The orange juice isn't that bad either.
He takes another sip.
Victor. It's Victor, right?
Yes, Eddie. Edie.
Edie is my name. Victor, I'm going to be in town until next Friday. I'm involved in an important business deal in the evenings. I need to relax.
Victor's wolfing down his food hungrily.
Yeah, I get it. I'll give you my number. But I charge more on Saturdays, especially with the sleeping thing. I'd lose a lot of business.
Hey, slow down. I'm not going to take your plate away from you.
Sorry, I guess I was hungry after all. So you want my number?
He finishes off his glass and refills it, favoring the champagne.
Actually, I was wondering if you would like to stay here for 1 week.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. You're a very professional man, and I like that. Rather than call you every night and wonder if you're available, I'd just as soon as have you stay here.
It cost you.
How much? Let's see if I can afford it.
Well, 7 full nights and days too.
Yes, and you can do what you want during the days, but I'd like to have you on call, so to speak.
2,000, so to speak.
Edith pours herself some orange juice.
All right, that seems fair. 2,000 it is, but let me tell you, I have a very tough business to do. There's a lot of pressure involved. When I get tense, I need someone to help me relax. That means no problems, no hassles. Understand?
The thought of all that money is starting to warm Victor's voice.
Sure, honey, I'll treat you like a princess for a week. Anything, any way you want.
I'm not just talking about sex. I need some nice, pleasant company.
I'll treat you so nice you'll never want to let me go.
Fine, but I will let you go. This is only for a week, and I want you to be clear on that, too. I don't want you to have any expectations. Sometimes these things get messy.
Hey, I'll be looking forward to spending my money when you're gone.
Edith smiles.
Wish my lawyer was that honest. I won't even risk this, except you seem like a reasonable guy, or a sensible guy. Businesslike. So it's a deal?
I need to go back to Hollywood and get some things.
No. I want you to stay here while you're with me. I don't want any trouble. We'll buy anything you need. What do you want?
Victor smiles awkwardly.
Well, a little bit of rock, just to get me through the week. I'll pay for it myself.
No. No drugs. Not while you're with me.
I just need a little buzz in the evenings to relax. It's no different than champagne.
Champagne is legal. Drugs are illegal. That's enough of a difference to me.
I can't go a whole week without getting high. I don't know if I can go a day.
Then maybe this isn't going to work out. I didn't know you were a drug addict.
I'm not a drug addict.
Victor silences himself. He could really use the money. He looks at Edith levelly.
All right, a week, but I want 3,000.
Edith studies him for a moment.
That's fair. $3,000 for 1 week, no drugs, no strings attached.
It's a deal.
I'll make it about 4,000. Interior bathroom morning. Victor is stretched out in a hot bubble bath. His face shows almost orgasmic pleasures. It must be a nice bubble bath. He is listening to his headphones and singing out loud.
You don't have to be beautiful to turn me on. I just need your body, baby, from dusk till dawn. You don't need experience to turn me out. You just leave it all up to me. I'm going to show you what it's all about. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time and your moi kiss.
Beautifully done. Gloating, he lies back and sinks down into the warm, bubbly water and disappears. He pops up, shakes up his hair, and laughs again.
3,000.
Edith comes into the bathroom and stands by the door, watching him laugh. She has just finished dressing and is doing her tie.
Happy, huh?
Listen, lover, when I'm not giving you the best sex of your life, I'm going to be right here in this tub. Have room service bring the cart in. 3,000 to sit in a bathtub for 7 days.
I'm overpaying you, aren't I?
Hey, I'd have taken 1,000, but we both know you can put up 3, can't you?
I don't think it will break me.
Then it's a good deal for us both. I'll keep you happy, lover.
Good. I've got to meet with some people. I'll probably be gone most of the day.
I'll be right here.
Edith reaches into her wallet and pulls out her American Express Gold card. Ooh hoo hoo. She sets it down on the sink.
Fancy. I'm going to take a chance and trust you with this. Buy some nice clothes on Rodeo Drive. Few suits, not too fancy or too sexy. Soft pinks and pastels are nice. I just want you to look presentable in the hotel. Understand?
Yeah, you want me to dress like your high-class boyfriend.
Well, let's hope you don't spend that much.
How much can I spend?
Like, be reasonable. You're a smart guy. I'll make you a deal. If you spend too much, I'll send it all back at the end of the week. If you're sensible, I'll let you keep it. Fair?
Fair.
Edith walks over and kisses him on the cheek.
Bye.
Bye, lover. It's going to be a fun week.
Edith smiles and exits. Victor relaxes back in his tub.
$3,000.
Interior living room day. Victor is back on his street clothes, lodging about on an art deco couch, talking on the cordless phone.
You wouldn't believe it, kid. It's like Dynasty or something. It's a gas. She's leaving next Friday. I'll be back then.
We hear Kit's voice on the other end of the phone.
If she's really a millionaire, what does she want for you for?
I'm the best money can buy.
Yeah, right. Is she some kind of pervert?
No, I don't think so. She has some high-class dude in New York, and I think she's trying to piss him off. What do I care? She's paying me $3,000.
You could have got more.
Hey, it beats walking up and down the street for a week. When I get back, we're taking a vacation. I need one.
We'll get some great smoke.
Tell the Janes in Hollywood hello. If they ask about me, just tell them I'm in Beverly Hills, socializing with people of my own class.
Yeah, low class.
Bye.
Victor presses a button to hang up and sets the phone down on the table. He leans back in the couch, happy and comfortable. He pulls the American Express card from his pocket and admires it.
Time to shop.
Interior hallway day. Victor is dressed in his street clothes. He doesn't look quite as so much like a hooker, but he's not altogether respectable either. He is waiting for the elevator. When the doors open, he solders inside. Interior elevator day. The day elevator operator, a young man in his late 20s, is standing by the controls. As Victor comes in, he notices he's out of place attire with displeasure.
Hi.
Bobby?
Yeah.
The elevator starts down.
I'm going to be staying here for a while in the penthouse.
The operator eyes him distastefully.
Oh,
I really like this hotel. It's very nice.
Victor smiles awkwardly at him. He doesn't return it. His smile fades. The elevator reaches the bottom floor and the door opens. Victor hesitantly steps out into the lobby and glances back at the operator, wondering why he is acting so cold. Interior lobby day, Victor gets a strange looks from the hotel employees and customers as he walks through the lobby. He begins to feel very uncomfortable as he finally makes it to the front door. He hurries inside. Exterior Hollywood day. Victor comes out onto the Wilshire Boulevard and looks around. He is much less confident and excited than he was before. He's feeling a little lost in this strange place. He crosses the streets and heads up for the shops on Rodeo Drive. Exterior Rodeo Drive day. Victor passes by the window looking at all the expensive things inside. Something about it all makes him jittery. He comes to a posh men's boutique. He hesitates for a moment and then slowly enters. Interior boutique day. Victor is no sooner in the door than he is subject to the disapproving stare of a saleswoman standing behind the counter.
May I help you?
I'm just looking.
Victor tiptoes through the shop as if it was filled with delicate glass objects. He cautiously examines the suit. The saleswoman, unhappy with Victor's clothes, appearance, and voice, quickly comes around the corner and approaches him.
Are you looking for something in particular?
I need some new clothes.
Yes.
Victor eyes the saleswoman suspiciously. He's beginning to get the drift. He points at a dress.
How much is that?
I don't think it would fit you.
I didn't ask if it would fit. I asked how much.
It's very expensive.
Victor's body tenses as he stares at the saleswoman, violence in his eyes.
What's with you?
Pardon?
What's with this fucking look on your face?
I think you should leave. You're obviously in the wrong place.
Victor is so angry and frustrated he is speechless.
Please leave.
Victor turns and stops toward the door. He stops and spins around, staring at the saleswoman incredulously.
I was going to spend money here. What's with you?
The saleswoman says nothing. Victor flips her off. He throws the door and throws open the door open and storms outside. The saleswoman calmly strolls back to her counter and returns to her place. Exterior Rodeo Drive day. Victor comes out on the street and stands lost. A man passes, eyeing Victor as if he were a freak. Victor face is red. His eyes water up to cry. He takes a deep breath, trying to control himself. He looks up and down for another shop on the street. Women in elegant designer outfits stroll by Victor. Victor suddenly feels naked. He heads back toward the hotel. Interior hotel day. Victor enters the lobby, nervous and paranoid. He heads toward the elevators. He feels emptiness in his stomach at the sight of all the luxury around him. Only this time he doesn't have Edith to guide him. Mr. Thomas, the prime middle-aged hotel manager, spots him. He crosses the room and definitely cuts him off from the elevator.
May I help you, sir?
Victor stops, practically shaking with terror.
I'm just going to my room.
You're a guest here?
I'm with a friend.
And who is that?
Edith.
Victor's face is filled with terror. He doesn't know her name. His hands are trembling.
What's the matter?
The elevator door opens behind them. He spots the operator.
He knows me.
Mr. Thomas turns and eyes the operator curiously. The operator looks back at them evenly with a much smooth gesture. Mr. Thomas waves the operator over.
Do you know this young man?
The operator looks at Victor distastefully.
I wouldn't say I know him, sir. I've seen him. He came down from the Penthouse. I believe he was there with Miss Lewis.
Miss Lewis?
Yes, sir. He must have joined her last night.
I just want to go back to my room.
The manager's tone toward Victor changes dramatically. He waves the operator away.
Are you all right?
I just want to go back to my room.
why don't you come with me? We'll chat a moment.
He takes his arm firmly and leads him off. Interior hotel office day. In a richly furnished office, Mr. Thomas places Victor in a comfortable chair and then leans against the edge of his desk as he addresses him, and his voice is firm but warm, featherly.
My dear, I want you to understand that there are certain things that don't happen in the Beverly Wilshire. Things that go on in other hotels. Do you understand?
Victor says nothing.
But Miss Lewis is a very special customer of this hotel. And we like to think of our special customers as friends. As a customer, I would expect Miss Lewis to sign in any additional guests that she wants to spend the night. But as a friend, we're willing to overlook it. I'm assuming you're a relative. You must be her nephew.
Victor finds himself nodding.
Of course. Naturally, when Miss Lewis leaves, I won't see you in this hotel again. Correct?
Victor nods.
I would also encourage you to dress in a more appropriate manner.
Victor quickly pulls out his American Express card and hands it to him as if somehow validates his actions.
I was trying to get some other clothes, but they wouldn't.
He can't go on. Mr. Thomas politely glances at the American Express card and hands it back to him. He sighs weirdly. The things he must do to keep his friends happy. He walks around his desk and picks up the phone. He dials a number.
Well, that's great. Call the cops. Tell them I said hi.
Men's clothing. Can I speak to Bridget? Bridget, hi. This is Miss Thomas at the Beverly Wilshire. Well, that's flattering. Listen, I'm going to send someone to you. He's a distant nephew of a special friend of ours. A very special friend. Miss Lewis? Yes, the Long Island Lewis is. Her nephew is from out of town, you know. And he needs a little help dressing. Maybe you can help him? Thank you so much. He'll be right over.
He sets the phone down and smiles patronizingly at Victor.
There you are. If you have any other problems, you come ask for me personally. I'm Miss Thomas.
Interior second floor day. The elevator opens and Victor walks out and surveys the room nervously. He wanders towards the men's clothing section. Bridget, a large, friendly woman, spots him.
You must be Miss Lewis's nephew.
Victor nods.
What's your name, dear?
Victor.
Well, the three-piece suit is dead, Victor. I don't care how many designers try and bring it back. It's dead. Goodness, you look like a streetwalker in that. Let's find you something else. Come on.
Bridget leads Victor into the racks of clothes.
Where are you from, dear?
Victor is silent for a while.
Nebraska.
No wonder. How about this?
Bridget holds up a brown designer suit.
You have something in soft pink?
Like a pastel?
Interior sex day. Victor is dressed in a beautiful Tom Ford suit with fine, pure white shirt. He stands in front of a mirror, studying it unhappily. The suit is very pretty, but somehow it doesn't quite work on him. Bridget approaches with a pair of matching shoes.
These should fit.
Victor kicks off his red sneakers and steps. Ooh, red sneakers. I wonder if they're Air Jordans. Steps into the shoes. He looks at himself in the mirror again. Better butt.
Don't you like the suit?
I love it, but
Victor holds up his hands in the mirror. His fingernails are mangled and cuticles are all are overgrown. His big mane of red hair seeps out of keeping with the suit.
I don't know if it's me.
Then we'll just have to change you, won't we? We have a salon on the 3rd floor. You can get your hair, nails done, and then they can give you a facial.
You think that's it?
Of course. By the time you get back to Nebraska, they'll think you were born in Beverly Hills. Ask for Thane.
Interior Six Beauty Salon day. Victor wearing the Dolce & Gabbana gray casual slacks with a designer polo shirt carries his old clothes in a paper bag as he tiptoes tentatively into the salon. He is immediately greeted by Thane, a cheerful man with impeccable hair.
I'm looking for Thane.
And I'm looking for Victor. Bridget told me all about you.
She has?
Good things, only good things. Nebraska, right?
Yes.
Well, we'll give you the prince treatment. This way.
Thane takes Victor by the arm and leads him into the saloon. They are met by Yule, a young man of about 20 with his long hair in a ponytail.
Victor, this is Yule. He'll be doing your nails. He's very gentle. At least he is with nails. I don't know about anything else.
Thane and Yule exchange amused glances. Thane takes Victor to a salon chair and sits her down. Yule immediately brings work on his hands. Thane firmly grabs Victor by the chin and tilts his head one way and then the other, eyeing him professionally. He then stares at him seriously.
We have a lot of work to do. Are you with me?
Yes.
Exterior Wilshire Boulevard day. Victor walks down Wilshire completely changed. A white Panama hat. I almost said banana. Panama hat in the final touch. He looks lovingly perfect, like he has just stepped out of a luxury yacht. He carries a bag containing his working clothes. He stops at a trash can and throws the offending items away, hoping no one notices. He approaches the hotel and pauses. His eyes are drawn to the other side of the street, Rodeo Drive. It seems anonymous to him. He sucks in a breath and crosses the street. Exterior Rodeo Drive day. Victor walks up Rodeo Drive again. His manner is uneasy but determined, as if forced to stroll down a dangerous street on a dare. He is better armed this time in a suit of impenetrable pink armor. He darts by the boutique that kicked him out, trying not to be seen by the saleswoman on the other side of the window. He continues on to the other shop. He takes a breath and enters Exterior Rodeo Drive day. Victor's arms are filled with clothing boxes and bags. He has perfected his Beverly Hills sneer. He owns this block. On his way back to the hotel, he returns to the first boutique without a beat of hesitation. He marches in.
Can I help you?
Victor breezes past her to the saleswoman from the day before.
Hi.
Hello.
You remember me?
No, I'm sorry.
I was here yesterday. You wouldn't wait on me?
Oh,
You work on commission, right?
yes.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
Victor heads towards the door.
I have to go shopping now.
Victor heads out of the store and exits full of self-satisfaction. That's right, you snobby bitch. Victor 1, saleswoman 0, 1-0. I'm George Graham's understudy. Exterior Rodeo Drive day. Victor strolls up the street and carrying a clothing box. His step is lively and his face has a trace of snotty smile. He is the object of admiring glances by several business women. A well-dressed woman passes by, smiling politely. Victor's nose lifts as he happily ignores her. He heads for another shop, dissolved to interior brokerage house day. Edith is being led through the corridors of a brokerage house by Vance, a well-dressed young stockbroker.
We can't buy any more stock without filing. We just can't do it.
Well, then hold off until we file.
Are you sure that's wise? I could hide some blocks under another name for a few weeks.
No. I always play by the rules. There are too many people that would like to take me down. I'm not about to give them any help.
Exterior heliport on top of skyscraper day. Edith and Vance come out of a doorway into the rooftop of a large skyscraper. There's a sleek corporate helicopter waiting on the landing pad. Edith and Vance lower their heads as they fight through the wind generated by the rotator blades. As they near the helicopter, a young man in a business suit, Jake, comes out to greet them. They all have to snout over the sound of the engines.
Miss Lewis, this is Jake Conway. He's our top researcher. He'll be giving us the tour.
It's a pleasure, Ms. Lewis.
Good to meet you.
They all climb into the helicopter. It takes off. Exterior, Port of Los Angeles day. A helicopter flies over the port. Interior helicopter day. They look over a huge shipyard as Jake describes it for Edith.
This is the jewel in Cross's crown, prime industrial property straddling the port of Long Beach and Los Angeles. We can strip out all the heavy equipment. Some of the cranes are very valuable overseas. World War II stuff that nobody builds anymore because it costs too much. The Japanese are salivating for them.
Edith points towards one of the edges of the shipyard.
What's that building over there?
Waste processing plant. They don't use it anymore. Most of the yard will just level. The real estate possibilities are endless. In fact, I talked to a couple of developers, under the table, of course, and they said we could, we could do.
You what?
I talked to some developers about the land.
What kind of idiot are you? You don't talk to anyone about this but me.
I'm sorry, sir. They're close friends. They'd never breathe a word.
Where did you dig up this moron?
Vance angrily turns on Jake.
He's absolutely right, Jake. That was an incredibly stupid thing to do.
You people are supposed to be professionals.
It won't happen again. I'll pull Jake off the project.
No, don't bother. He probably already told everyone he knows.
I'm very sorry, Miss Lewis.
Forget it. Let's go up to the coast. I want to look around.
Interior brokerage house meeting day. Edith, Vance, and Jake enter a large meeting room. Sitting at the end of the table of a long conference table, piles of papers spread out before them, is Wilma, a crafty-looking lawyer with a wire-rimmed glasses. Edith smiles broadly upon seeing her.
Wilma, where the hell have you been?
Working on your blind pool. How does 100 million sound?
Good if your boys at the brokerage deal don't leak the whole deal.
Eek, what?
Skip it. Jake's going to be good from now on. Are you?
Edith gives Jake a friendly pat on the shoulder.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, there's something you need to look at and need to look into right away. There's a chemical treatment plant at that shipyard. I want to see if you can see the permits are still valid and any kind of limits that may be on them.
Treatment plant? What? Oh, you son of a bitch. What a brain.
Don't get too excited yet. Check the permits first.
Edith sits down next to Wilma. She glances back at them.
Thanks for the tour. Keep your mouth shut. I'm looking at you. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Jinx.
Yes, ma'am. They exit. Wilma glances at Edith quizzically.
What are you ragging them about?
Ask them. What's the offering looking like?
18.
That's madness. If I start paying rates like that, I'll be out of business. We're gonna have to do better than that.
We're lucky to get money at any rate these days, honest. The junk market is not what it used to be.
You're not listening to me. We're going to do better than that. Aren't we?
Yes, ma'am. I'll try to get 17. I'll get 17. How was your flight? Did your model friend come with you?
No, that's all over. I've lost my patience with him.
Yeah. You should have helped him get that magazine cover. Once those airheads get a taste of fame, they want nothing else. But look, while you're in town, Robert's agency has 3 new guys in, and they're really hot.
No, thanks. I've already taken care of that on my trip. I met a pretty no-nonsense guy who's going to stay with me for the rest of the week. He wants what 1/3 of those pimps charge.
Billionaire looking for a bargain. Oh, you met a pro in the hotel?
No, I was driving around the city and I found a guy.
You picked up a streetwalker. Are you nuts? You know what kind of diseases they got?
Look, the guys you try to set me up with aren't virgins either, Edith. Or Wilma. I'm careful.
But a streetwalker? Your ex-husband of 3 months raped you in court, and now you're going to put a street hooker in your hotel room for a week? He's probably calling Marvin Mitchelson right now. What if he's got a screw loose and decides to knife you in your sleep? What if he slits your wrists in your bathroom? How am I going to protect you when he and the hotel sue you?
Drop it.
Drop it. I'm your lawyer, for God's sakes. There's nothing wrong with wanting a guy, but you have to go with a reputable agency. If you're too fucking cheap, I'll have the brokerage pick up the tab.
I don't need the guy who speaks French better than I do. These high-class hookers are just high-class leeches. I'm tired of them asking me to buy them jewels as tips. I found a nice, anonymous guy who's thrilled to provide me with sex at a fair rate with no hassles. He's just a simple working guy, and that's all I want.
Exterior Beverly Wilshire Hotel Sunset. Victor's arms are packed with boxes and shopping bags as he strolls smugly through the hotel entrance. Interior Beverly Wilshire Hotel Day. He walks confidently through the hotel lobby, past the admiring gazes of several businesswomen. He enters the elevator. Interior elevator day. In the elevator, Victor is gripping his packages like a loot from a conquered city. Ooh, this operator doesn't recognize him. In fact, he's impressed by his attire. He starts the elevator up.
Floor, sir?
Penthouse, please.
The operator does a double take. Victor smiles at him.
Didn't even recognize me, did you?
No.
Funny what a difference a dress makes. For a moment there, you thought I was some rich person you had to suck up to.
For a brief moment.
But you wouldn't know what that feels like because you always look like a snotty bellboy, don't you?
They both eye each other.
I'm not a bellboy. I'm an assistant manager in training. I have a bachelor's degree in hotel management, and when I'm managing the hotel, I won't allow any whores on the premises.
I guess that's so you won't have any competition.
The doors open. Victor exits. The operator unhappily watches her go. Dissolve to interior penthouse bedroom sunset. Victor stands in front of the full-length mirror studying himself. He can hardly recognize the person in front of him. He strikes a series of classy poses, checking himself out. A chime goes off in the living room. Victor glances around, embarrassed for a moment. He hurries into a living room. Interior penthouse living room sunset. The sun is setting through the glass windows of the penthouse, filling the room with a beautiful orange light. Victor hurries up to the front door. He leans toward it suspiciously.
Who is it?
Housekeeping.
Victor slowly opens the door and peers into the hallway. A maid in her mid-20s is standing there.
Would you like me to turn down your bed?
What?
Would you like me to turn down your bedspread?
Victor stares at her blankly. He isn't sure.
I don't know. Is there some kind of trick to it?
No, not really. It's just a service of the hotel.
Well, maybe you'd better do it. I don't know if she likes that kind of thing or not. I'll watch to see how it's done.
He opens the door and the maid slowly enters. He crosses to the bedroom and Victor follows his heels. Interior penthouse bedroom sunset. The maid enters the bedroom and turns down the bedspread under Victor's watchful eye. He turns back to Victor.
That's it? That's all? You just fold it over?
Is that it, maid?
No, certainly not. Yes. Yes.
The maid starts to exit the door.
You mean there are people who are too lazy to do that on their own?
It's not laziness exactly. It's just a courtesy.
Yeah, you could chew people's food for them too. I mean, I'm not blaming you. I'm sure it isn't your idea, but I can't believe anybody expects someone to fold down their bedspread every night. Vacuum floors, do dishes, okay, but that?
The maid glances at the bed and then back at Victor. She shrugs.
Yeah, it's always seemed stupid to me too.
Interior hotel lobby evening. Edith steps to the front desk and catches the eye of a desk clerk.
Any messages?
The clerk hands Edith a few messages, slips and telegram. Edith sorts through them. She is tired and on edge. Mr. Thomas, standing on the other end of the desk, eyes Edith. He approaches and speaks in a low, intimate voice.
Good evening, Miss Lewis.
Edith continues looking through his messages.
Hello?
I met your nephew in the lobby today.
Nephew?
The pretty man staying in your room? I just assumed.
Edith and Mr. Thomas' eyes meet. They are engaging in some sort of subtle power struggle, a struggle that Edith intends to win.
I think you and I both know I don't have a nephew.
Ah, my mistake.
That pretty man in my room is a prostitute.
Mr. Thomas can't think how to respond.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, ma'am. Good evening.
Mr. Thomas bows slightly and walks away. Edith watches him go and turns back to the hotel clerk, suddenly in a good mood.
Have some champagne sent up and a cheese tray or something. Maybe a pate, some bread, a large bottle of mineral water, and strawberries.
Interior penthouse living room night. Victor stands in front of a glass window staring out into the city effectively. Edith comes in and tosses her message slips onto an end table. She looks up and sees Victor turning toward her. The new Victor, a different man. Her eyes widen.
You like it?
Edith comes down the steps to the living room, eyes focused on him, face blank.
Well,
You look different.
you hate it.
No, it's just that you look different.
Victor covers his nervousness with a quick anger.
Yeah, I don't look like a whore anymore. I thought that's what you wanted.
Yes, I did.
She tries to rock around him to admire her backside, but he turns in a place facing her.
You had your hair done.
Yeah, it costs some, but I'll pay you back out of my money.
No, I'll pay for it. You look wonderful. Lovely.
Really?
Yes.
You wanted something more sexy, huh? Tight, low cut, guys like that.
No. This is wonderful. I just didn't think you have great taste.
Taste isn't hard when you have money to spend. The woman at Saks told me what to wear, and a guy cut my hair, but I hoped you'd like it.
I do like it. You look beautiful.
Edith gives him a quick kiss on the cheek and sits down in a chair, exhausted. She loosens her hair and uses one foot to try to slide the shoe off the other. It's stuck. She reaches down and unties the shoe, but before she can, Victor practically throws himself at her feet.
Here, let me help you.
Victor kneels at her feet and unties her shoes. He pulls them off and sits them down next to the chair.
Thank you. That's much better. Had an interesting talk with the hotel manager downstairs.
Oh,
Edith takes Victor's chin in one hand and raises his head. She looks at her into her eyes.
Listen to me. I don't know what happened with you two, and I don't care. I'm paying a lot for this room, and as long as you're my guest, the people in this hotel will treat you like a king. If anyone hassles you or makes you feel uncomfortable, you tell me, all right? If I have to, I'll buy the hotel and burn it down to prove my point.
Victor smiles brightly. She releases his and relaxes in her chair.
well, Mr. Thomas wasn't mean to me exactly. Most everyone has been nice, at least since I dressed up. Funny how different people treat you, except the elevator boy. He's a snot.
You want me to have him fired?
Fired? Well, not fired. Maybe yelled at.
I'll see what I can do. So did you buy anything else?
Victor reaches over to the end table and picks up a pile of credit card receipts.
Yes, I saved all the receipts. I bought 3 suits and some other stuff.
Only 3 suits?
I didn't figure I'd be going out much, and clothes are so expensive around here. 2 of them were on sale, but even then it all came to $857. I could have done better at Sears or something, but
That's fine. You were very frugal.
yeah. Here, let me show you what I bought.
Victor jumps up, runs to the couch, and picks up a clothes box. He opens it to reveal a sharp navy blue designer suit. He undresses. Underneath, he is wearing soft pink boxers. He starts to put on the navy blue suit.
New underwear too?
Victor stops putting on his suit. He lays it to drop to the floor and waddles the boxers.
Yeah, you like it?
Very much.
Good, I got another one that matches the other suit.
He runs over to a bag containing some underwear. He throws off the pink boxers and puts on the green ones.
And I got a white one too for my pinstripe suit. I couldn't find a yellow one. I kind of thought they were sexy, but classy too.
The front door chimes. Ting bing.
That's room service.
I'll get it.
Victor pulls on another designer suit. He zips it up and darts up the steps to the floor. He pulls the door open to reveal a bellboy with a tray of food.
Come on in. Put it down there.
The bellboy carries the tray to the table and returns to the door without getting up from the chair. Edith hands him a $5 bill as he passes. After he exits, Victor shuts the door. Edith Waverly gets up and walks over to the tray of food. She pulls the champagne from the bucket and pops the cork. Pop. She pours a glass for Victor. She opens the mineral water and pours some into the champagne glass. As Victor comes down the steps, Edith hands him the champagne. Victor takes it. Edith holds up her glass of water.
Cheers.
They clink their glasses, clink together. Victor takes a long swallow of champagne.
I'm starting to like champagne. Now I'll show you the good stuff.
The good stuff?
Well, I figured you weren't going to be taking me out a lot, so I figured what I really needed was some sexy lingerie for when I was in.
Victor moves over to another set of boxers. He pauses and eyes Edith suggestively.
Why don't you relax while I show you?
Oh boy, it's gonna get real. Edith sits down. Montage of Victor's outfits. As Edith sits in the chair, Victor changes from one outfit to another. He slides up to her in a sexy, long, white silk pajamas. He does a turn so he can see it. She smiles. Victor tosses the pajamas into her lap as he tries on something. He takes a long sip from his champagne glass as he shows her a sexy tailored Armani tuxedo. Oh my God, it's Armani, so you know it's good. Edith refills his glass as he shows his black boxer briefs that show his package of so delightfully, and boy, what a nice package it is. It clearly is a sexy package. This message is approved by stand-in George Graham. Victor comes up to her, very drunk, which means we know something's going to happen here. He sits up on her lap and finishes off the last of his champagne, but not the last of what's going to happen next. He lets the glass drop to the carpet and kisses her. Interior bedroom night. Edith carries a drunk Victor to the bedroom. Well, they're going to end up in the bathroom anyway after that, and gently lays him out on the bed.
Did I do good?
Yes.
Edith rolls him into the covers.
I got most of it at this great sale.
She
A lot of it's polyester, but that white one is real silk.
Edith climbs into bed with him, pulls her into his arms as he snuggles up to her drunkenly.
It only cost around $2.35.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't care what you spent. I trust you.
Are you gonna let me keep it all?
Yes. It's yours.
Victor eyes lights up.
So, what do you think now? With the new do, some clean clothes, the stink washed off me? Do I rate as good as your high-class call guys?
Edith looks into his lovely eyes. Something about the sincerity of the question disturbs her. She half smiles.
Better. You're a lot better. You're wonderful, Victor. Wonderful.
Pleased, he kisses her warmly on the neck. Edith strokes his luscious hair thoroughly.
Want a screw?
Edith nods. Dissolved too. Interior living room, early morning. Victor and Edith eat breakfast. He's eating in the morning now. At the dining table, Victor is dressed in one of his sexy pajamas.
What do you do all day while you're gone?
Meet with lawyers and stockbrokers, read financial reports. It's pretty boring.
What's it for?
I'm acquiring a company.
What kind of company?
It's called Cross Enterprises. It used to build ships. Nowadays, it doesn't do much of anything.
Why would you want it?
Edith takes a sip of her orange juice and looks at Victor sideways.
You really curious?
Yeah, I'm curious about everything. Kit says it's going to kill me someday.
Well, right. Warn me if I bore you. 20 years ago, Cross was a huge corporation. And even though they're almost bankrupt today, they still have millions in assets. Real estate, equipment, inventory, things like that can be liquidated to generate cash. You understand?
Yes.
Anyhow, we figure Cross is worth about 400 million. We hope we can acquire it for between 2 and 300 million. No matter what, it's going to make a profit. The question is, how large?
If it's worth that much money, why doesn't somebody else try to buy it?
Try is the key word. People have tried, but not everyone can raise a few hundred million to toy around with. And I know of the assets the corporation owns and other people aren't aware of. It's worth more than most people think. Besides, the company management isn't particularly happy about being sold because they'd be out of a job.
Oh,
I wouldn't lose any sleep over them. They got the corporation into a mess it's in now.
so you can make all that money just by buying it and then selling everything?
Something like that.
What a racket. Sounds so easy.
It used to be easy. The market crash and a few scandals have made things tougher. Management has gotten smarter. I have to be more careful about my targets now.
So that's how you got rich, buying companies?
Mostly. Sometimes the companies would pay me not to buy them.
But now that you're rich, why do you keep doing it?
I guess to get richer? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go have to get dressed. I have a meeting at 8:15. Tomorrow I'll give you a lesson on short selling.
Okay.
You're a good listener. I like that.
She stands up and gives him a kiss on the cheek.
Mwah.
Dissolved to interior living room. Edith, finely dressed, puts on a sleek power dress and blazer as she crosses from the bedroom to the front door of the suite. She pauses for a moment, smooths the panels of her blazer, and turns to Victor. He is still dressed in his pajamas.
How do I look?
Like a suit.
Like a suit? Very apt. I feel like a suit. I'll see you tonight.
She exits. He opens a large cabinet in the wall that conceals a television. He switches it on and lays down on the couch. Interior financial firm conference room day. Edith and Wilma sit across the table from a battery of investment brokers. In the counter is Carl, an intense man in his mid-30s with a bald head covered by slightly off toupee.
And we want to continue to do business with you, but the M&A market is changing. People have been scared off by the negative press on high yield bonds. And with the upswing in inflation, we got to make these offerings more tempting to offset the increased risks.
Carl, we're not talking about funny money. We're talking about hard assets and straight liquidation. Pull out your calculator and add it up. There's no risk here.
Then go to a bank.
No one has ever lost money in one of our deals.
Not yet.
Wilma explodes with intensity.
Look, you're the assholes who fucked up. You're the one that's getting dragged into court. You're the ones that got burned backing amateurs with shell companies. You're trying to make us choke on 18 so you can lure back the customers you scared off. We're not going to do this to make your life easy. Get on the fucking phones and do your fucking sales job.
Edith, if you're going to liquidate the company that quickly, why is it 18 such a problem?
It's not acceptable.
The room quiets for a moment after Edith has spoken. One of the room other brokers speaks up.
The problem here is we're dealing with a blind pool for a company, but we can't talk about without a firm bid being made. Why don't we table this discussion until you've made your offering?
Wow, that sounds great. We'll just wait until we've already spent the money and then ask you how much you want for it.
As far as I can tell, you're already there. You've got a 15% situation in a troubled stock and you need to make a bid. I don't think there's anything else anywhere else you can go for the money and the time you have.
Chairman Hugh has offered me 75 in the pool at 16.5. I can secure the rest I need personally. The market has changed, Carl. There aren't many real players left. I'll give you 2 hours to make a decision.
She exits, shutting the door behind her. The room is silent. Wilma shakes his head at the brokers.
You know, she's got her sights set on on a $3 billion takeover of an aerospace company. You can't dick this gal around.
William exits. The brokers glance at each other doubtfully. Is that Brady? Yeah. And?
Did it say break?
Oh, I didn't know it was in the script. Exterior limo day. Walma and Edith are sitting in the back of a limo.
Hey, it was a great performance. I started to believe it myself. But they're going to call their spy into the mailroom of Draymond Hucks and find out it's bullshit.
They can't know for sure. They don't have time. They'll do it for 16.
Yes. Wilma looks at Edith and laughs. Interior living room day. Victor is on the phone.
How about hamburgers? Do you have any hamburgers? Great. And fries and ketchup. Yeah, I'm in the penthouse. The penthouse on the top floor. Right.
Interior living room day. An empty plate that once held a hamburger sits on the dining room table. Victor is stretched out on the couch. He has been watching television for hours. He flips through the channels using a remote control. There's nothing on. He turns the television off. He lays his head down on the couch and stares off into the distance, bored. Interior lobby day. Victor comes out of the elevator wearing his pinstripes designer suit. He strolls through the lobby on his way to the hotel dry goods store. He spots Mr. Thomas with a wicked look on his face, and he walks up behind him and puts an arm on his shoulders.
Hi, how are you?
Mr. Thomas looks at him uncomfortably.
Fine. Hello.
How do you like my suit? Better? Eh?
Very pretty. The color is very becoming on you.
Thanks. See ya.
He smiles brightly and sutters off. Mr. Thomas watches him go, more amused than annoyed at himself. Interior dry goods store day. Victor buys a pack of cigarettes. Interior living room day. Victor sits in the living room smoking a cigarette. It isn't satisfying. He tears off the filter and takes a few drags. He sighs, bored and anxious.
How the hell am I gonna last a week?
Interior hotel lobby day. Kit, looking out of place in jeans and a sweatshirt, wanders into hotel lobby. He glances around the decor, cynically impressed. He lights up a cigarette and casually saunters over to the elevator. Interior elevator day. The day operator is not pleased with Kit's appearance. Looks at him coolly as he comes inside.
Yes.
I'm seeing a friend. He's staying with some dude in the penthouse. Chic. Some chic. Some chic.
Yes. I should have known.
He presses a button and closes the door. Interior living room day. Victor is dozing on the couch as the doorbell chimes. Chime. He wakes up with a start. The doorbell rings again. Ding. And again. Ding. Victor crosses to the door and answers it. He is surprised to see Kit on the other side as Victor stands open-mouthed. Kit marches right past him and looks out the windows.
Whoa! What a view!
Victor quickly shuts the door.
What are you doing here?
Oh, that's a warm welcome. Just came to visit my pal. Something wrong with that? Come on.
Kit starts to snoop around the door. He barely looks at Victor, follows him on his heels, nervous and watchful.
You weren't kidding when you said it was a nice place.
Kit, you better go. She's not gonna like it if you're here.
Relax. I'll just say I'm a maid or something. Jeez, I thought you'd be glad to see me. We're still friends, aren't we? Or am I just some poor scum to you now?
Of course we're friends. I just don't want her to get mad if she finds you here. Besides, the hotel people are keeping an eye on me.
Kid finds the minibar and opens the refrigerator. He pulls out a beer and opens it.
Look at this! A stocked fridge and everything! Hey, why don't we order some food from room service?
We'd better not. She might come back any time.
Kid takes a sip of beer and stares at Victor.
Well, she certainly didn't waste any time fixing you up to look like an expensive piece, did she? Your hair's really cute, but I don't know if you're gonna attract a lot of dates when you get back on the street.
I'll just fluff it up with some spray.
Yeah, like I taught you 3 months ago when you first got into town. You didn't know nothing back then. You wouldn't have lasted 2 days without me. Huh?
Hey, I know. Why are you acting like this?
Kit looks at his beer and softens.
I don't know. Last night I started getting worried that you might not come back. That you take her money and skip out on me.
I wouldn't do that.
Kit slugs down some more beer and scans the room.
Hell, I would.
Listen, do you have any smoke? It's been a couple days and I'm dying for some.
Yeah, sure. I always walk around in knock land carrying. If you want to smoke, let's go back to our place and get high together. Come on.
No, I promised her I wouldn't leave.
Give me a break. You're not going to last a week without a smoke. Come on, we'll buy some stuff, get silly. You'll be back here before she gets home.
No, I better not. She might call or something. I don't want to blow this. It's too much money. I can last.
Kit shrugs.
So what's Prince Charming like?
Nice. She's okay. I mean, she doesn't hit me or anything.
Kit nods. He finishes his beer and looks at Victor sadly.
You look great. You really do look great. I sure miss you.
I miss you too. Hey, you want to see what else she got me? I got some great stuff. Come on.
Interior bedroom day. Victor is proudly laying out all his new clothes on the bed. Kit looks at them, unable to conceal his growing jealousy.
And that one is real silk.
It's pretty. It's all real pretty. She bought you all this stuff?
I picked it out. But she paid for it. She said I could keep it.
She must really like you a lot to buy you all this stuff.
I don't know. She likes to screw me.
Maybe it's more than that. Maybe at the end of the week she'll want you to keep you around.
Nah, she lives in New York.
So what? She's got bucks. She'll just put you up in some hotel room somewhere. You'd have it made. No more walking. Just one steady Jane.
I don't think she's gonna do it. She doesn't like me that much.
Yeah, you're right. Chicks always like to screw someone new. Well, I better get out of here.
Listen, why don't we could order some food from room service? What the hell?
Nah, I ate some fried chicken. I'm all filled up.
Break!
All right, we're going to take a quick intermission. We'll see everybody in about 10 minutes, about 9 o'clock.
Woo!
I swear only 2 of the room references were intentional. The other was actually in the script.
I'm hoping for more.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right. See you folks later. We're going to take our intermission.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks, and you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome. It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. It's time to stretch and fetch. See what's cooking at our refreshment counter. You'll find your favorite foods and beverages, plus many new goodies to tempt your appetite and add to your evening's pleasure. Everything's the finest quality. So treat yourself now. Nine minutes to go to showtime. Popcorn, rich with hot melted butter. All kinds of candy. Sparkling soft drinks.
It's amazing. I just swear this.
Steaming hot coffee.
I think I sent you the Instagram version. So it's
Steamed
able to
or
put
grilled
another
hot
filter
dogs.
on it to make it look more like the neon kind of fog. I think it turned out pretty.
Crispy hot fresh French fries. 8 minutes to go to showtime.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons. It's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar. Like soft drinks, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
7 minutes to go to showtime. Hot popcorn, just pop. Fresh roasted peanuts. How about a pizza? None better anywhere. Sizzling hamburgers grilled to your taste. We've a large assortment of freshly made sandwiches. Six minutes to go to showtime.
Where'd he go? Where'd this guy go?
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white puffy material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
No, he didn't even pay. He didn't pay. He's eating these children. Oh my god!
Demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies.
I want one of those.
And 1 of those, and 3 of those, and I'll have that white crunchy stuff over there.
Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming
On the candy.
Oh my god, is that Willy Wonka? That's an old man.
He looks more like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. It's so fun. Oh god. Oh god.
Karma.
4 minutes to go to showtime.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Oh, there, I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the
They're
gold.
always stealing my Lucky Charms.
No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but
Anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
Luscious.
Tell me, do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Nah, you're gonna wanna. You're not gonna want to do that. Definitely not.
The crowds are thinning out at the snack bar, folks, and there are still 3 minutes till showtime. You can easily make it for something that'll just hit the spot. How about it? Don't waste a second of refreshment time. You'll find an appetizing assortment of refreshments at the snack bar. You won't be able to decide what to ask for first. All of your snack bar favorites are there, including fresh peanuts, hot popcorn, and candy of all kinds. And believe us, you've never eaten better hot dogs, crisper French fries, or more delicious buttered popcorn.
Oh my god. I bet he draws a 2. I bet he draws a 2. Wow. Oh. Oh. Hey.
2 minutes to go to the snack bar for a quick refresher before showtime.
And should I get something? I'm so hungry, but I've had like 8 minutes to decide.
While you're at the snack bar, can you grab me some Kit Kats?
Yeah, sure.
And also some, the Nerd Ropes. I love the Nerd Ropes. And some Bunch of Crunch. That'd be great. Thanks.
Okay, here I go. Hello, I would like a oh my god, I totally forgot what I was supposed to get. Let me go back real quick. And I totally forgot what I was supposed to get.
Nerd Ropes.
Nerd Rope? Yeah, I remember that one.
Bunch of Crunch and a Kit Kat.
Bunch of Crunch and a Kit Kat. All right, I'm on my way. We have like a minute and a half. Hello, I'd like a Nerds Rope and a Bunch of Crunch. Oh my god, I totally forgot. Hold on a second. And what was that? What was Nerds Rope, Bunch of Crunch? What was the other thing?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. All right, hold on. Hey, it's me again. Can I have a Nerds Rope, Bunch of Crunch, and a Kit Kat? Is anybody here? And there was nobody at the counter. What should I do?
Yep.
Oh my god, hold on. Hey, Nerds Rope, Bunch of Crunch, Kit Kat. Can I, is there any left? Is there anything?
You know what? We just sold our last ones.
Hold on, give me a second. Maybe they want something else. And they sold out of everything. What else do you want?
Punch the person in the face until they get it to you.
Okay. I would like to punch you in the face.
What?
Is that allowed? Will that count?
Don't do it, please.
Okay, hold on. And they wouldn't let me punch them in the face.
Why did you ask? Just do it.
What is
I don't know. Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ask if I can punch you in the face. Wow. And I did it. I punched you in the face.
What is happening right now?
My hand hurts so bad.
What in God's name have I been listening to?
And scene.
What's going on here?
And scene.
That was a great improv scene, guys.
Yeah, but
I love your instincts. I love him.
Good work,
Well
everyone.
done. Well done.
And that's our intermission. Thank you. And wrote
Not really sure I approve, but
My cat has notes.
and wrote all of that. She wrote
Absolutely incredible.
That actually was starring me. All of what you just saw was me. That just shows you really the range, the real range that I have as an actor.
You can really tell she's been studying Jeremy's voice for a long time.
Yeah, the popcorn. Oh god, that was a tough day. Being popcorn, it was so hard to get into, being popcorn. Do we have everyone back? Michael, Kate,
yep,
Corey?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Michael,
Here.
can you hear me?
I'm here.
Okay,
Papa-
cool. Well, thank you. If you're still watching us and you're not like, what the actual fuck? Thanks. We are going to continue on our second half of Pretty Man. Travis, take us away.
I shall. Into your living room day, Kid is hurrying toward the front door. Victor follows.
I shouldn't have come. It was stupid, and I could have blown it for you. Anyhow, I'll see you when I get back, if you get back.
I'm coming back.
Kit stops at the door. Victor stands nearby, feeling sorry for his friend.
Yeah, I know. I'm just joking. Listen, you got any money left from your first night? I mean, I just paid the rent, and things have been a little slow on the street, and I don't really feel like working tonight.
There's a moment of silence before Victor answers.
Yeah, sure. I got some. I'll give you some.
He crosses the room and takes the money out of his wallet. He slowly returns and hands it to Kit.
Here, take it all. I don't need it. I'll have more when I get back. A lot more. We'll take it easy for a while.
Right? Thanks. All right, see ya.
He turns, opens the door, and quickly exits. Victor exhales and a breath, both disappointed and relieved that Kit is finally gone. He wanders back into the center of the room. He sees the beer bottle that Kit left on the coffee table. He picks it up and throws it away. Interior brokerage house meeting room day. Wilma and Edith are talking.
The board knows that we're after them. The word came from Cross this morning. He wants to talk to you alone.
About what?
Your intentions?
Are we dating? All right.
I don't think you should.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I'll have to be present when you talk.
No. If the three of us sit down together, then we might as well announce the takeover in the Wall Street Journal. I'll meet him in public for dinner. Less suspicious. Tonight, if you can arrange it. I'll even bring a guy. That'll keep it all on the friendly level.
Not the streetwalker. You're not cocky enough to take him out in public, are you? Not with Cross.
He can handle himself, and I can handle Cross.
A secretary enters the room. She hands Edith a slip of paper. She nods in thanks. She exits.
What's it say?
Edith smiles.
16.
Interior region Beverly Wilshire lobby evening. With his hair combined and his skin moisturized, Victor looks elegantly sexy in his black evening suit. He gets more than a couple of admiring glances from female hotel patrons. He spots Mr. Thomas standing behind the check-in counter and crosses to him.
Do I look okay?
It's stunning. But, Mr. Victor, it really isn't necessary for me to approve of every outfit you wear.
Victor puffs and he huffs away on his cigarette.
I'm just shaking because Edith is taking me to this really fancy place, the Rex. Is that a nice place?
The ashes from Victor's cigarette falls to the carpeted floor. Mr. Thomas winces. He slides as an astray toward him.
Oh, sorry.
He stashes out his cigarette into the ashtray.
It's a very nice restaurant.
Do I look okay for it?
You look fine. Mind the fork you use.
Yeah.
He spots Edith entering the lobby. She gestures for him to come to her.
Gotta go. Bye.
He quickly crosses the lobby toward her. As he does, his face sours as a thought comes to him.
Oh?
Interior Rex restaurant night. An array of different forks are neatly lined up on the tablecloth next to Victor's salad plate. He stares down at them.
I'll be happy to look into it for you. To be honest, I don't know if we bought any of your stock.
Edith sits next to Victor. She selects the last fork on the left of the plate and begins eating the salad, the fork on the left.
Don't play any fucking games with me, Lewis. You know damn well what stock you have and what you don't.
Sushi.
On Victor's other side is James Cross, in his early 70s. A bulky, self-made millionaire industrialist. In his youth, he was a foreman in a steel mill during World War II, pioneered the use of welding instead of riveting in the construction of warships. But age is beginning to take its toll on him. His skin is unhealthy, looking at and his large hands sometimes tremble when he speaks. He picks up the fork closest to his plate and stares to pick at the salad.
I know you have control over at least 20% of the stock.
Then call the SEC.
Victor glances back and forth between Cross and Edith's forks, trying to figure out which one he should use. Does each person use a different one?
If you push me, I might.
Are you threatening me?
Edith notices Victor out of the corner of her eye. He looks at her helplessly. She studies him curiously.
You might have some explaining to do. Those guys are tired of parasites like you jerking them around.
As she talks, Edith eyes Victor and gently taps her finger to the empty spot where her fork has been. Victor gingerly picks up the fork from his setting. Edith winks at him. He starts to eat.
Really, Mr. Cross, I don't think we have anything to talk about. Maybe you should see my lawyer.
I came here to talk to you, not to eat succotash or stare at your boyfriend's pecs. I want to talk business.
Edith sets down her fork, abruptly stands, and places her napkin next to her plate. She nods toward Victor, has just stuffed his mouth full of salad. He looks up at Edith, confused.
Salad.
I gotta be
let's go,
fancy.
Let's go, Victor.
Victor obediently stands still, clinging to his fork.
Lewis, wait.
Cross stands as well. Edith stares at him coolly.
I'm sorry. That was out of line.
Edith says nothing. She starts to turn away. Cross quickly turns toward Victor.
Sir, I'm sorry about that remark. I apologize. It was uncalled for.
Victor finishes chewing and swallows quickly.
Oh, it's okay.
Edith looks over at Victor with stern sympathy.
Are you sure, Vic?
Edith has never called him Vic before. Victor stares at her unsure. He doesn't know what to say, what she wants from him. He glances at Cross, who waits for his reply.
Yeah, it's okay.
Edith picks up her napkin and slowly sits. Victor and Cross sit. Edith leans toward Cross and speaks to him in a low, firm voice.
I didn't have to come here. I don't have to talk to you. If you have something to say, you better say it without threatening me or insulting the gentleman here.
Cross' hands tremble as he adjusts his napkin on his lap and tries to calm down.
I'm sorry. I'll get to the point. I think you're trying to take over my company. Given your track record, if you get it, it's easy to guess you'll liquidate it. I don't want that to happen. I built this company up myself. I've run it for 40 years. We're in bad shape right now, but we're going to get through it.
As Cross talks, the waiter comes by and checks their salads, or whatever way you want to say it tonight. Edith indicates that she's finished. The waiter begins collecting plates. Victor, though he's finished his salad, is still clinging to his fork. The waiter pauses at his side. He sees him and sets down his fork. He whisks the plate away.
What would it cost to buy out your stock? Name your price.
I really don't know. But from what I've heard, your company doesn't have any cash.
The waiter returns with the next dish. He sets in a plate in front of them. As they talk, Edith similarly lifts the correct fork and taps it to the table. He half smiles. Victor, stupidly watching his prompting, selects the correct fork. They both begin to eat.
Not right now, but we're going to get a large contract to build 4 destroyers for the Navy. They're a revolutionary design, and once we can prove it, I know we'll get more orders. I could give you a promissory note.
Then I'd be in a position of making your company a loan. That doesn't seem to make much sense.
We'd pay you interest as soon as we get the contract.
Edith shakes her head.
Mr. Cross, you're not going to be getting any Navy contracts.
What do you mean?
Just that. You're not going to be getting any new contracts from the military. I know.
You've sabotaged them?
You flatter me if you think I can tell the Pentagon what to do. But I do know you are not getting the contract.
Cross sits across days, much as he would like to believe and is a lie. He knows Edith is telling the truth. Victor half watches him as she eats from her plate. Edith takes a bite of his food and then speaks smoothly.
Now let me propose something to you. If I do decide if I do decide to acquire your company, I will file the champagne. God damn it. Blah, blah, blah. I will file the proper papers with the SEC. If that was to happen, I would suggest that you and the board cooperate with me rather than try to fight it. You couldn't stop me. You can only lower my profit margin. If you don't fight me, you'll find I can be a very valuable friend.
Cross shakes his head, amazed at Edith's arrogance.
You want me to recommend to the board that my company be raped by a woman like you?
It's not your company, and we both know that you can only keep it going for a couple more years before you get swallowed up by debt.
A maitre d' comes up and stands politely next to Edith. Edith pauses and glances at him.
Yes?
The maitre d' whispers in a low voice to Edith. Edith nods at the maitre d', exits. Edith turns to Cross.
Now it's my turn to apologize. I'm afraid that I have a private call that I must deal with, if I may be excused.
Without waiting to see if she's excused, Edith stands and exits. Victor and Cross sit quietly. Victor eats with his usual strong appetite. Cross seems to be pondering some dilemma. He stares at Victor. He knows he has been beaten, but it's difficult to take in front of this pretty man.
Your girlfriend's a real sharpie, little boy. A real shark. That's the kind of woman that makes it these days. They smell money like blood.
Victor stops eating. Cross continues, his voice full of emotion.
There was a time when men and women got rich by building things. I built ships the size of cities, ships that could rule the seas into the next century. Why, last year the Navy recommissioned a ship out of mothballs that I built 40 years ago. They did it because they knew damn well no one could build anything better. We built this country into the greatest industrial power the world has ever known. We creamed the Japanese. We dwarfed the rest of the world. Dwarfed! This country sent men to the moon. But something happened.
He shakes his head in uncertainty. Certainly.
We made mistakes, maybe. I don't know. Listened to too many Harvard fags telling us how to maximize profits. And now men like your girlfriends, they make themselves rich by sucking the money out of your shipyards. They're destroying everything we built.
His eyes focus on Victor. He is moved by his speech.
Hell, I was no saint. I screwed people too. But for every guy I stepped on, I gave 100 a good job. Women like Lewis are different. They don't give, they just take. But stay with her, little boy. She's going to be a good little meal ticket for you.
He is finished. Victor stares at him. Frozen, Edith returns to the table.
Edith, welcome back.
My apologies again.
Forget it. I have to go anyway.
At least stay for dinner.
No. Thank you for this talk. You've cleared my head. I know what to do now.
Which is?
I'm not going to pay you off. I'm going to fight you with every resource I have. Neither you nor any of your cronies will ever set foot in my shipyards. You'll burn in hell first.
Cross stands up.
If you feel that way, but do what you have to do. But if you change your mind, come to me. My door will be open.
I'm never going to speak to you. I'm never going to see your face again. I'm just going to stop you. Got that?
Cross tosses his napkin into his plate and leaves. Edith sits down into his chair and calm and relaxed. She takes a sip from her water glass. She smiles brightly and Victor and then laughs across the table. Victor stares at him unsmilingly.
Why are you laughing?
You and your fork. You were such a picture.
The waiter comes up.
Would you like the next course, ma'am?
Yes, but just for two.
Interior hotel lobby day. Victor seems disturbed and quiet as he and Edith return from dinner. Edith, however, is in a good mood as she womanly guides him through the hotel lobby. Victor pauses before they reach the elevator.
Can I get some cigarettes? I'm dying for a smoke.
Of course.
Interior gift shop day. That's how they get you. Victor
You should
stands.
give up that habit because it's ruining your lungs, Victor. And I'm starting to care about you a little.
We're complaining last night.
Love is that's what love does. Victor stands in front of the counter. Edith browses a magazine rack.
Virginia Slim Lights.
The clerk sets the cigarettes down on the counter. Edith tosses him a couple of dollars. After that night, yeah. Edith pulls a men's magazine from the rack and shows the cover to Victor. On it, stunningly beautiful young man.
That's Travis.
I am that stunningly beautiful man. Victor takes his cigarettes and stares at the cover of the beautiful me.
My God, he's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
He's very little, just over 5 feet, but he's got the best body. It's perfect. And his face, you can see.
And I'm taller than 5 feet. She tosses the magazine back on the rack as they exit. Victor glances back at the smiling face on the magazine.
Dumber than a doornail, though. I guess they beat the intelligence out of you in finishing school.
Interior hotel lobby day. Victor lights up a cigarette as they come out of the gift shop. That's how they get you. He doesn't look at the Edith as they speak.
I guess you'll be glad to see him again.
Travis? No, that's over. He was way too much trouble. Like, super high maintenance, annoying, like, oh, look at me all the time. I don't have time to play games with him.
Oh, you'll miss me. Victor exhales a puff of smoke. They enter the elevator. Interior, penthouse, living room, night. Victor's face is cold and distant as he stares out of the glass window like I did after that. At the city of lights, he quickly drains his champagne glass. I don't blame it. Edith stands next to him. She refills his glass with the bottle in one hand as she talks on the wireless phone with her other.
Where's my phone? There it is. We were right. They don't have any cash. The only card he has was the Navy contract, and now we know what happened to that.
Edith crosses the room and sets the champagne down on the table.
Well, that's your job.
Victor holds up his glass in a daze. Edith, full of energy, paces back to him as she listens intently to the phone.
Do some research. The guy used to be a millionaire. Where does he get his money these days? What banks are loaning it to him? We'll find out. We have lots of friends. It wouldn't take much. A couple of phone calls.
She leans over and gives him a kiss on the cheek. Back into the phone, she says,
No, now you're thinking. Okay, get on it. We're going to wrap this up by Friday. I know it. Right. Talk to you tomorrow.
She clicks the phone off. She takes it to the table and sets it down. She turns toward Victor and slowly stalks toward him.
Now have I ever told you how very, very beautiful you are? You are, you know, very beautiful.
She wraps an arm around his waist and gives him a kiss on the neck.
I certainly could have done a lot worse for a wrong turn on Hollywood Boulevard.
Victor turns away from her and quickly downs the champagne.
Easy, doll. You're supposed to sip it.
Victor crosses to the bottle on the table.
I want to get drunk quickly. It makes it easier.
Makes what easier?
My job. Isn't that what you want now for me to do my job?
He fumbles a little as he picks up the bottle to pour another glass.
I used to smoke rocks so I wouldn't think about my work. But since you won't let me do that, I have to find something else. This isn't quite as good, but it helps.
He starts to refill the glass, spilling champagne all over. Edith pulls the glass and bottle away from him.
I don't think you need any more. You're already drunk.
Victor turns and walks away.
What's wrong with you? You've been acting strange all evening. Are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. I don't feel anything about you. It's just that you don't have to give me romantic looks and tell me I'm beautiful. I don't want to play games with women. I just want to do my job and get it over with.
Fine. Then come here and get it over with.
Victor strides to her, throws his arms around her neck, and kisses her fiercely on the cheek. Edith's fingers curl into the soft skin of his shoulders. Edith gazes into his eyes. Victor quickly looks away. He roughly unzips the back of her dress and pulls it from her shoulders before he can get it off. Edith shoves him away from her.
What is this? What's the matter with you? Last night you weren't complaining. You were trying to rush through it. Last night you seemed to like it.
I was drunk.
You didn't feel anything. Nothing? You don't ever enjoy making love?
Victor looks into her eyes, definitely.
Not with customers. Not with you.
Why not? I think I've been pretty good to you the last few days. Haven't I treated you well, baby?
You've been very generous.
Then what is it, baby? Am I ugly to you? Am I fat and disgusting? Do I smell bad? People have been so bold to tell me I'm somewhat attractive. Aren't I to you?
You're very beautiful.
Then why are you in such a rush to get it over with? Why do you have to get drunk? Is it really that horrible? I'm not asking you to love me. I'm not even asking you to like me.
I don't like you.
Edith is surprised to find that actually hurts her feelings, and it makes her even more angry at him. She grabs him by the wrists and pulls him in.
Fine. Don't like me, but don't lie to me. Maybe you hate me now for some reason that I can't even fathom, but you enjoyed last night as much as I did.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Tell me the truth.
I don't enjoy it.
You're lying.
Edith pulls him in tightly and kisses him on the lips. He turns his head.
Not in the mouth.
Too late.
Edith holds his chin and firm and kisses him again deeply. After a moment, Victor begins to return it passionately. His hands wrap around the back of her head. Victor takes off his clothes quickly, revealing once again his luscious and chiseled body that he can only be described as carved by the Greek gods. He approaches Edith, removes her dress, and caresses her back and ass. They begin to kiss, a long, luscious, intense kiss. As the kiss ends, they look into each other's eyes, hot and breathless and bothered.
You didn't enjoy that.
Victor looks at her eyes burning.
No, it's just a job.
It's not a very convincing lie. Edith is still out of breath.
All right. Then just do your job.
It's they kiss, they make more of the sex.
That's right.
Oh yes.
That's right,
yeah.
baby.
Interior penthouse bedroom.
When this is why I broke up with you, but keep going.
Hey, you know what? It's been tough. Interior bedroom night, penthouse bedroom night. The bed covers are strewn about the floor, and Edith and Victor lie naked on the bed, drenched in sweat, exhausted, finished. Victor rolls away from Edith and climbs off the bed. He walks over to the bathroom. Edith half rises and looks after him. She hates to see him go, but loves to see him walk away because that's what he pays him for.
What are you doing?
Taking a shower.
Why do you always have to take a shower after we make sweet, sweet love?
To get clean.
He exits into the bathroom. Edith rests her head back on the covers. Interior living room day. Victor dresses in a white silk pajamas, sits on the carpet in the middle of the living room. Sunlight streams through his hair. Edith, dressed in her usual business suit, comes from the bedroom, struggling with hers tie. He sees Victor sitting limply on the floor.
What are you doing?
Just sitting.
Why don't you sit on the couch or go back to bed? Don't you feel all right?
Got a headache.
No wonder the way you were drinking last night. You were great, though. You're an incredible lover.
Thanks.
I hope you feel better. I'll be gone all day. We'll have dinner someplace nice tonight.
Whatever you want.
Edith walks to the door and pauses. She looks back at him, and if she wants to say something else, she changes her mind and exits. As soon as the door is closed, Victor looks up after her, worried. Interior hotel lobby day. Victor strolls by shops in the hotel lobby, half-heartedly window shopping. He keeps glancing around the lobby as if waiting for somebody. He stops. He spots Mr. Thomas. Comes out of a back room. He crosses the lobby and heads for him. Mr. Thomas spots Victor and half smiles. He isn't quite sure what he thinks about him. His presence in his hotel makes him nervous, and yet he secretly enjoys his company.
Hi.
Mr. Victor, I've got to talk to you. Boy, did you mix me up last night with that line about the fork. I made a fool of myself.
Huh? I think I made a fool out of myself.
Yeah, I think they've got it backwards on here. Hi.
The script sucks. The original script sucks. I didn't catch that.
Oh, I didn't know which fork to use. So I kept holding off, and everyone used different ones, and Edith laughed at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. It really isn't that difficult.
Well, then show me. Edith might take me to dinner tonight, and I don't want to look like a dummy in front of her.
Mr. Thomas looks around the lobby uncomfortably.
Well, I'm on duty right now. Just use the one on the left.
No, you got to show me the whole thing. The whole dinner thing, from the top. You got me in this mess.
Me? How am I responsible?
Because if you hadn't told me, I wouldn't have even thought about it. Now I'm all jittery.
Mr. Thomas smiles and glances around the lobby again. Everything seems quiet enough. Why not?
All right, come with me, young man. In 15 minutes, I can teach you everything you need to know to dine with a queen.
Dine in Queen. Oh, yeah. Interior hotel office day. Mr. Thomas' desk is laid out with the two opposing sets of silverware. He shows Victor the correct piece from his side, and he mirrors his actions from the other side.
As you pick up the knife, you shift your fork to the left hand.
Victor does this.
Hey, I knew that one. I always do that.
You had good parents.
But the other guy ate like this.
Victor switches the fork and knife.
Well, he was either European or badly brought up.
No, he was a rich guy too, I could tell.
It doesn't mean a thing. Some of the richest people I've met have the worst manners. Of course, Miss Lewis, being old money, knows her way around the table.
What's old money?
It means she inherited her money down a long family line. It used to be fashionable to look down upon people who became rich through their own labor. In fact, it seems to be in fashion again. But let's continue with our lesson. Most restaurants don't even lay out their silverware correctly. So if they don't, it isn't your fault if you pick up the wrong one. Spoons.
Interior brokerage house day. Vance is punching numbers into a computer terminal as Edith and Wilma watch the display.
Oh, the word on the street, stock's at 10 1/4.
Fly to fancy. Let's offer 8. That should bring them back down to earth. Then we'll raise it to 9 and close the deal.
I'll work on the papers.
We're filing?
Yeah. Time to jump out of the closet.
Interior brokerage house meeting room day. Edith and Wilma are lodging together at the end of a long meeting table. A lovely young secretary comes in and serves them coffee from a tray.
How do you like it, Mrs. Reeves?
Any way I can get it, Angel.
The secretary forces himself to smile politely.
Cream or sugar?
Both.
Black.
The
Like
secretary The secretary pours the coffee into 2 cups and sauce and saucers and airplane reference, and sauce lays them neatly on the table. He picks up the tray and exits. Wilma watches him go. Edith takes a sip of her coffee.
Damn.
Wilma waits until the secretary has closed the door and then picks up her coffee.
You're right as usual. Completely mortgaged down to his grandson's scholarship funds. Best of all, he's applying for another loan.
Think we know?
Oh yeah.
You mean to call anyone?
No, it's handled. Nice and quiet. You can forget all about it.
I will.
Edith changes the subject.
So why don't we go to dinner tonight? You can meet this guy I've been talking about.
He's a real looker, huh? Hot stuff?
He's incredible in every way.
All right, but you have to apologize for me if I start to drool.
Interior elegant restaurant night. Edith, Wilma, and Victor are dining at another elegant restaurant. Victor is decked out in his black Armani. Victor, yes, with pride. In his black Armani suit, Wilma stares at his pecs as he eats daintily, holds his silverware carefully in his hands.
Tell Wilma what you said to me that first night. It was something like, if you're looking for romance, you were cruising down the wrong street, but if you want to fuck, you found the best. Was that how it went?
Yeah, I think so.
Wilma stares at Victor fixedly.
You look very familiar to me. Haven't I seen you before?
Victor shakes his head no.
Have you ever worked for a call boy service or in a house?
No.
Just on the street?
Yes.
Wilma shakes her head.
Jesus, Edith, you're the only billionaire I know who would go catting around the street corners to find a hooker.
Victor lowers his eyes and concentrates on his food.
What a difference does it make where I found him? I think he's great. Ooh, I scanned too far down. He's a lot smarter and prettier and better in bed than those guys at your friend's agency. They cost an arm and a leg and they're cold as ice. But every time I get into town, you try to push another one of their guys on me. What is that, Wilma? Do you own a piece of that business?
No, it's just a nice agency and I like to keep my clients happy. But if you can find true love in Hollywood for a great markdown, that's okay by me.
Edith eats.
Oh, look,
Wilma watches Victor. Jeez, pushes the food around on his plate. She seems bothered by something.
What are you thinking about, Wilma?
Nothing.
You want him, don't you?
Jesus, Edith, don't be so tacky. I can rent my own guys.
You're drooling.
I'm not interested.
He's the best, but he'll have to wear a condom. He's careful about that.
Thanks, Ed. That really turns me on. Now, can we just drop it? Don't we have anything else to talk about?
Edith leans back in her chair and smiles smugly.
North American Steel.
Wilma glares at Edith and then laughs, relaxing at last.
No way. You'll never get it. Not a prayer.
Why not?
Victor stares at Edith expressionlessly. Interior penthouse night. Edith and Victor came into the room. Edith switches on a light. Victor walks down the steps into the living room. His face is rigid. His eyes are focused on the floor. Edith follows after him.
Sorry, I just overflowed my sparkling wine. One moment, please. Wine is way more important than this. My, you're quiet. You haven't said a word to me since we left the restaurant. I kind of like it, but...
As Edith touches his shoulder, Victor suddenly spins and explodes with anger, pounding weakly her with closed fists.
You fucker! You fucking bastard!
She's pissed. Victor frantically pounds away at Edith, not so much to hurt her, but as if purging himself of emotion. Edith pulls back for a moment and then forcefully grabs his arms and throws him onto the couch.
Have you lost your mind?
Victor,
Your cotton picking mind? Cotton picking Ninny Muggins' mind?
Victor jumps up and runs at Edith. Edith grabs him and throws him down in the couch. WWE shit right here. Before he can get up again, Edith pushes him back down, tears well in Victor's eyes as he yells at her.
You asshole! I can't believe what a shit you are.
Would you please tell me what you're mad about?
I'm not a piece of meat for you to offer to your friends.
Edith is taken aback. She adopts a gentler tone. Victor sits on the couch, seething with rage.
Dudes are so high maintenance. All right, just calm down.
I almost picked up that fucking table and smashed it in your fucking face. I almost did it.
I'm sorry. It was a stupid joke. I wasn't serious.
I want the money that you owe me and I'm getting out of here.
Look, can we talk about this? Can you just try to calm down? Like,
I've been with stinking old women that made me want to puke, but I've never had anyone make me feel as dirty as you do. You make me feel dirty inside.
A tear falls from Victor's eyes. Edith shakes her head at him incredulously. Incredulous.
I wasn't serious. It was just a joke. I was razzing Wilma because he runs this escort service. We tease each other like that. She brings out the worst locker room talk from me. But I didn't think you'd mind my saying anything. I mean, it's not as if you're from a convent. You tell me yourself it's just a job to you.
You don't own me. I say when, I say who, I say how much. If I make a deal with you, it's between me and you. And if she wants to fuck me too, then she can ask me and I'll tell her how much.
Of course, you're right. I'm sorry.
I don't screw everyone who pulls down their pants. I say who. I say how much. I run my life. You don't run my life.
Victor, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. That was an idiotic and insensitive thing I did. I can tell you that I have a lot of pride, and I should have just known that I would hurt you.
Victor jumps to his feet.
It didn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt you when someone pisses on you. It just pisses you off.
Edith's face sours. He is trying his patience.
I've apologized. I've said I'm sorry. Now, if you want to take what you've earned so far and walk out of here, I'll understand.
Victor doesn't say anything.
Do you want me to call a cab? Do you?
I don't know.
Then think about it. I've apologized. I've heard what you have to say, and you're right. And it won't happen again. But if you can't get over this, then you should leave, because I'm only going to be here a couple more days, and I'm not going to spend it fighting with you. Understand?
Fuck off.
All right, I'll call a cab. If you want the clothes, pack them up.
Victor stands frozen for a moment. Suddenly, he spins and marches into the bedroom. Interior bedroom night. Victor starts roughly picking up his clothes in the dim light of the bedroom. As he does, he starts crying. With each item of clothing, the tears comes down harder. Finally, he is crying so hard he can't breathe. He lets the clothes fall from his arms and starts to shake uncontrollably. Edith appears at the doorway. Her face is generally concerned. Victor sobs and fits, gasping for air.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Victor finally manages to breathe again. He stands limply.
You hurt me.
Edith goes to him and wraps her arms around his shoulders. He touches her hand. Interior bathtub night. Edith and Victor are taking the bath together. It isn't a bubble bath.
I've been a fiendish cad. I'll make it up to you.
I got so crazy. I'm not like that. I don't know why I got so crazy.
Because I was a boy, clad in a facet and a dunce, a putz, a schmuck.
She washes his back and caresses him with warm water.
But I shall make amends, as only a Lewis can.
She runs her little finger across his eyebrows and down his nose. Boop. What?
I shall give you an experience that will last a lifetime.
Victor smiles.
Yeah, right. What?
I'm going to take you to the opera.
Oh, that's real fun. Interior region, Beverly Wilshire lobby night. Victor enters the lobby where Edith is waiting for him. He looks absolutely stunning in her new, expensive tailored designer suit, hugging him in all the right places. foreshadow. He glides down the stairwell slowly and gracefully, looking every bit as he belonged in the hotel.
Do I look okay?
Damn. Hmm. Are you gonna read it, Travis?
Yes, Edith thinks for a moment, looking Victor over. Hot diggity damn.
Something's missing.
Well, nothing else is going to fit in this suit, I'll tell you that.
Edith presents a jewelry box to Victor.
Well, maybe something in this box.
Edith opens the box for Victor. Inside are a pair of platinum and diamond studded cufflinks. Victor's jaw drops in admiration and shock.
I don't want you to get too excited. This is only a loan.
Victor reaches over for a cufflinks and Edith quickly snaps closed the jewelry box as a joke. Victor starts laughing his charming laugh. Could he be any more adorable?
Really let you borrow this from the jewelry store?
I'm a very good customer.
We're going to buy this. How much would it cost?
$50 million.
What?
Victor's taken aback.
$50 million?
Exterior Burbank Airport night. I know that. Edith is dressed in a designer gown and carrying a briefcase leads Victor through the airport to a private Lear jet. Those are expensive. A pilot in a leather jacket and dark sunglasses greets them.
I don't think I cast a pilot. Somebody be a pilot, quick.
I'll be your pilot. Miss Lewis?
Don't you dare. I have the leather jacket and sunglasses.
I just got fired for being pilot.
It's Palat, Travis.
Oh, Palat. My bad. From the Palat. I just got fired for being a Palat.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Your plane is ready to go, ma'am.
That was some nice Palat. Alrighty. Exterior heliport, or I think at this point it's heliplut or whatever it is at this point at Burbank Airport. Day the jet takes off. Landing strip, interior jet night. Edith and Victor are alone in the passenger lounge of the jet. It is comfortable room featuring a long couch that curves across two walls, which I think means that they're going to be in the Mile High Club. Built-in bar, television, and stereo.
You have an airplane, you idiot.
Wow.
It has two walls? Yeah, it must be a special airplane.
I mean, you never know what you're flying nowadays. Anyway, I'm just going to go back to my job here. Edith snorts through a pile of contracts as Victor looks out the window of the non-airplane.
I've never been on a non-airplane before.
I'm glad you're having fun. Now it'll be quite a while while I read these.
The same for me. Victor looks at the quietly reading and smiles wickedly. He takes his jacket off, see what I mean, and lays it down on the floor. He walks over to Edith and slides into her lap. He starts to kiss her neck. Edith's grin pushes him away gently.
Go away.
Victor, undaunted, starts to take his shirt off. He stands, removes the rest of his clothes, wearing only a pair of red boxer briefs. He lies down on the sofa.
What are you doing?
Victor gives Edith his finest come hither look.
I'm being quiet.
Edith sets down her papers. Exterior San Francisco sunset. The landing gear drops. See? They almost, anyway, the landing gear drops from the jet as it heads for the airport. Interior.
It's not a euphemism, Travis. That's not a euphemism.
Hey, interior jet day. I give up. Victor naked stares out the window at the city lights twinkling below. His eyes are full of wonder.
I can see the bridge. It's all lit up. It's so beautiful.
Edith sits beside him, his hand in his strong and muscular shoulder, looking at the view through his eyes. The plane begins to shake a little as it lands.
Just like it did a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
You better put on your clothes, baby.
Victor reaches down and picks up his suit. He pulls it on.
You sure make it hard to concentrate on my work.
Victor smiles and he turns his bare back to her as he puts his shirt back on, buttoning it slowly, savoring every last moment of the time they just shared at 500 miles an hour. Exterior San Francisco Opera House night at airport. Uh, no, sir. An airport limo pulls
Did
to
you
a
say
stop.
hey Siri?
No, because my phone just thought I was talking to it. And I said no, I wasn't. An airport limo pulls to a stop and no, seriously, it went on. I'm like, hey, I'm not talking to you. An airport limo pulls to a stop in front of the San Francisco Opera House. The driver walks around the back end, opens the passenger door. Edith emerges and helps Victor out. They walk toward the opera house, past a beautifully lit fountain with several graceful statues in its center. Interior opera house lobby, a crowd of well-dressed people mill around the lobby, heading toward the theater. Victor admires the pretty dresses around him. Edith has her hand on Victor's elbow as she leads him.
Some people say that the opera is an acquired taste. That's why everyone prefers movies. But I don't believe it. It's something you're born to, but I don't mean that in an elitist sense. Highborn, lowborn, you can always tell when someone goes to the opera for the first time. Some love it, and some hate it. Those who love it will always love it. Those who hate it might force themselves to appreciate it, but they'll never love it. Maybe there's an opera gene in a person's DNA.
Even if I hate it, I'm glad you brought me.
So am I.
Interior theater night. Edith and Victor sit in a box high above the stage. They hold programs while they wait for the curtain. Victor leans over to Edith and speaks in a low voice.
If it's in Italian, how will I know what they're saying?
I'll whisper you the main parts of the story, but you'll be surprised at how much you'll understand by the way they sing. The music conveys their emotions more powerfully than any words.
The orchestra begins. The montage of opera. The lights dim and the opera is performed. Victor watches it unfold on the stage, lights dancing across his face. Edith occasionally leans over and whispers into his ear, commenting on his actions below.
Right. Ridam is desperately in love with Aida, a mere slave, yet he's forced to marry Amneris, a king's daughter.
The music continues. Victor's eyes focus intensely on the stage as if new world is being revealed to him. Edith leans toward his ear.
Here he tells Aida how much he loves her, but
Victor raises his hand gently, covers Edith's mouth. He nods, eyes fixed on the stage. He understands what is happening. As Victor's hand slowly lowers, Edith glances him, pleased. She takes his hand and gently strokes his fingers. Victor concentrates on what is happening. The music is reaching the tragic climax. The emotion building inside Victor's swell. As the opera ends, he is profoundly moved. A single tear rolls down his cheek. Interior staircase, opera house night. Victor and Edith stand at the top of the elegant staircase, leaning down from the balconies. Victor is slightly swaying as if weak. Edith has a firm arm around his shoulder.
are you all right? Can you make it down the stairs?
I just stood up too fast. My head is spinning. The blood all went to my legs. Just a second.
Edith holds him tightly as other patrons pass them and down the stairs. Edith smiles smugly at him. An older opera patron who sat in the box next to them approaches Victor.
Did you enjoy the opera, dear?
Oh, it was so good I almost peed my pants.
The older opera patron is confused and turns to Edith.
What?
She said she liked it better than Pirates of Penzance.
Oh, yes.
Interior airplane night. Victor with his head on Edith's lap. She strokes his hair.
So I guess we've got 2 nights left, huh?
Yes, 2 more nights.
I just wasn't sure if you might have to stay longer because of business or something.
No, I have to get back to New York. I've got appointments waiting for me.
Victor is silent for a while.
Thank you for taking me tonight. I'll never forget it. Never.
It was a pleasure. You're welcome.
Interior bedroom night. Edith is sound asleep. Victor stares off into the darkness. He can't sleep. He crawls out of bed. He is wearing pink tidy whities. Edith stirs. She blinks her eyes.
What's the matter?
Besides my tidy whities, nothing. Just can't sleep.
Oh,
I really feel like smoking. I'm not used to going without it for so long.
I'm sorry if it's hard for you.
Can I get some champagne or something to eat? Maybe it'll help me sleep.
Sure, let me call. Travis, wake up!
I already said the line. I said, you guys. Oh, did you say it? Oh,
Sure, let me call. She pulls herself up with difficulty.
Oh yeah. That's why I said that. She pulls herself up with difficulty.
No, I can call. You sleep. I'm all right, really.
Edith lies back down.
Okay, order anything you want.
Interior living room night. Victor stands in front of the windows, taking in the city below. He speaks confidently into the cordless phone as he orders from a room service menu.
Bottle of the Dom Perignon, a bowl of chilled strawberries, and the lobster, and some caviar, and the chocolate mousse, and that's it. Make that 2 bottles of champagne. Yes, a Magnum, of course. Penthouse.
Interior living room night. Victor pours himself another glass of champagne as he breaks open the lobster and eats a piece. It's good. He looks at the caviar, pokes it, decides he isn't interested. He takes a small spoonful of chocolate mousse and dies in ecstasy. He downs some more champagne. As he continues eating the lobster, he hums a tune from the opera. Exterior hallway night. Victor slides a tray of full empty dishes and bottles out into the hallway. He glances around, feeling a bit guilty, and closes the door behind him. Dissolve to interior exterior Wilma's limo morning. Wilma is eating breakfast as she speaks into her car phone.
No, I didn't put a horse head in his bed. I barely did anything. The old coot must be more desperate than either of us thought. He agreed to sell shares at 10 under the table, but he wants to talk to you. Get assurances that you're both on the same side or something. Anyhow, I said you might see him this morning at your hotel room. What I'd like to do is butter him up and then drag him here so I can grill him.
Interior living room morning. Edith is dressed in her robe, talking on her phone as she looks over the morning breakfast on the dining table. Edith slips orange juice.
I don't bother with orange juice, actually. You're such an operator.
The guy's pathetic. All you have to do is take him by the hand and bring him over. If we could just get him to tell us a story on the Navy repair commitments, it would be worth it.
Edith glances at her watch.
I'm not wearing a watch. But all right, tell him 10:30.
He'll be there.
Interior bedroom morning. Victor is passed out in the bed. Edith comes in and undoes her robe, and she starts to put on a business power dress.
Wake up, Sleeping Beauty.
Victor sits. He blinks at Edith with sleepy red eyes.
What?
Put on some clothes. We're about to have a guest.
Interior living room day. Victor is in his khakis and designer polo shirt, stands near the bedroom as Edith opens the door. Mr. Cross slowly enters. He looks old and tired. They shake hands and Edith closes the door behind him.
Mr. Cross.
Miss Lewis.
Edith leans him down the stairs.
I love you, Corey. Have a seat.
I can't stay very long.
Cross notices Victor standing across the room. He seems surprised to see him. Surprised and bothered, he nods to him.
Young man.
Hi.
They both seem uncomfortable in each other's presence, like former lovers who run into each other by surprise in public. Cross immediately turns his eyes away from him. He looks at Edith.
I'll get to the point. As I said earlier today to your lawyer, I've reconsidered my position on your expected acquisition offer. After the filing period is over, I'll recommend to the board that we accept your bid.
Excellent. I'm sure that'll be best for everyone.
And the other night, I want to apologize for.
There's nothing to apologize for. It's just business.
Cross hands are trembling. He glances nervously at Victor and then back at Edith.
Yes, business.
Victor is disturbed watching this broken man. He backs away into the bathroom and disappears.
That's all. I just wanted to tell you my decision in person.
I appreciate that. I'm sure things will go well for you.
Thank you. I better be going.
Perhaps you could do me one more favor, though? If you could take an hour to accompany me down to my brokerage and just have a brief talk with my lawyer. Just me answer a couple questions?
I don't think that's quite proper at this time. Maybe after the filing period.
Let me be completely upfront with you, Mr. Cross, or Ms. Cross. We're preparing our bid now. That bid is based on our speculation of the corporation's net worth. The more we know, the higher our bid can be. That might affect the deal we have for you and your shares.
Cross looks at Edith with a weak smile.
And if I throw myself on my sword, and you promise to take care of my family?
Doesn't have to be that way.
Edith stares at Cross.
All right, I'll answer your questions, whatever you want.
Good. Victor?
Edith notices for the first time that Victor has left the room.
Excuse me 1 second.
She heads to the bedroom, interior bedroom day. Victor is sitting on the bed. As Edith comes in, she closes the door behind her.
Why'd you run off? Why did you run off, Victor?
Victor looks up at Edith. What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything to him.
Then why is he afraid of you? Last time I saw him, he was so strong. Now he's so scared.
Edith is silent for a long while. She doesn't like this question.
He just realized that it would be smart to let me buy him out before his company went under. Nobody put a gun to his head.
It's wrong. What you did is wrong.
Wrong. Victor, this is a very complex transaction. There's no right and wrong here. You don't know anything about this kind of business.
I know enough business to know when someone is getting screwed.
What? You think Cross is some kind of martyr? We didn't threaten him. We bought him. He's selling out everyone at his company just to get an extra dollar share.
And that makes it okay because you can buy people? If he takes your money, then you think he's just the same as you?
I'm getting a lecture on ethics from a prostitute.
At least there are some things I won't do for money.
I don't have time for this. If you don't like it, you're free to go. No one's holding you prisoner, hostage, what the fuck ever.
She turns and walks to the door, and Victor stands interior living room day. Edith crosses the room to Cross.
Everything's fine. Let's go.
Interior bedroom day. Victor hears the living room door close. She's gone. He crosses to the closet and looks at the impressive collection of things he is accumulating. Tuxes, suits, they designer clothes. Sees bottom too. He closes the closet as if to get rid of the offending items. He goes to the bedroom phone and picks it up.
Room service, I'd like a bottle of...
She stops herself and hangs up the phone. He makes up his mind and quickly exits the room. Interior elevator day. Victor enters the elevator. The day operator seems a little apprehensive at the sight of him. Apprehensive but polite. Very polite.
Floor, sir?
Lobby, thanks.
The elevator doors close. Victor is lost in his own thoughts, staring into space. The operator waits a moment and then forces himself to speak.
Sir, I wanted to apologize to you for the way I behaved. It won't happen again.
What?
I'm sorry about what I said.
Victor looks at him annoyed and disappointed.
What did she do? Threaten you? Give you a big tip? Doesn't anyone have the nerve to stand up to her? Don't say you're sorry if you're not. You don't think I belong here, and you're right. I don't belong here.
The door is open into the lobby. Victor quickly exits. The operator watches him go, dumbfounded. Interior hotel lobby day. Victor walks up to the front desk and addresses the desk clerk.
Is there a phone I can use? I want to call a cab.
You may use this phone.
He pulls a phone from under the desk. Mr. Thomas enters from the back door. He smiles at Victor.
Mr. Victor.
Hi. What's the number of a cab company?
Where are you going?
Hollywood. Like, I need to get some medicine, for headaches.
But you're coming back, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess I have to. The headache medicine will make it easier.
Then why don't you use one of the hotel's limousines?
No?
Of course, a small perk for the guests in our better rooms.
Victor thinks about that for a moment. The idea makes him nervous.
I don't want Edith to know I'm leaving. I just don't want.
Discretion is our middle name here at Regent Beverly Wilshire.
Exterior limo day, a long black limo drives into Hollywood. Interior limo day, Victor sits alone in the back of the limo. He rubs the temples of his head.
Is this the street, sir?
Victor presses the intercom button.
Yes, 1312. It's a big apartment building.
Exterior, Victor's apartment building day. The limo pulls to a stop in front of a rundown apartment building on a dirty Hollywood side street. The limo driver, a large Latino man, steps out of the car and walks around to the passenger door. As he does, he surveys the surroundings uncomfortably. This is a rough neighborhood. He opens the door. Victor steps out.
Are you sure this is the right place, sir?
Yeah.
Querida, maybe I should go with you. This doesn't look like a good place for a gentleman to be alone.
Victor is suddenly aware of how much his presence has changed. He doesn't fit into this world anymore.
I'll be okay. It'll just be a second.
You sure, sir?
Yeah.
He hurries up the steps to the apartment building. The driver unhappily watches him go. Interior Hollywood hallway day. Victor, bright new shoes and yellow dress shirts traverse the grimy dark carpeted hallways. Faded paint peels from stained walls. Victor reaches the door to her apartment. He turns the knob. It opens. Interior Victor's apartment day. Victor's apartment is small and claustrophobic. The walls are a dingy green and plaster is falling from the ceilings. There are a couple of worn out, overstuffed chairs and bookcase piled with everything but books. The majority of the room is given over to a large bed that is folded over out of a couch. A large Maggie piled of old blankets and pillow covers. On the bed, smoking rock cocaine in a small glass pipe, is Kit, already well on his way to getting stoned. Two grunny-looking women, Chelsea and Corey, sit on the table with him, waiting for their turn. Victor enters from the hallway with his clean, expensive clothes, hairstyle well manufactured, and he could not look more out of place in this setting. He sees the two women on his bed.
Kit, what?
Victor almost turns to leave, but Kid happily jumps up from the bed. His voice is still slurred.
Oh, hey, Vic, you're just in time. This is my roommate, Vic.
Kid hands the pipe over to the gals, and one of them takes a hit from it, using a lighter to heat the cocaine. As Victor stands uneasily, Kid staggers over to him.
You're back. I forgot you were coming so soon. Did you get the money?
I'm not back yet. I still have one night left.
Oh. You just came to get high. I knew you couldn't last. You're just in time. Come on.
It's like puts an arm on Victor's shoulder and turns back toward the girls.
That's Chelsea and Corey. I'm traded them for some rock. There's plenty for you.
You traded them what?
What do you think? You take Corey?
Corey looks up from her pipe and eyes Victor. Victor's stomach churns.
I can't stay. I've got a limo downstairs waiting for me.
Limo? My, aren't you fancy pants? Listen, it's just a quickie. They don't get nothing much for a 20 rack. Come on.
I think I better go.
What's with you? It's not fair for me to do them both myself.
Hey, come on over. I don't bite.
Yeah, take a hit. You'll feel better. You got just the DTs.
I just think.
Yeah. What is it with you? You think you're too good for this because you've been with some rich creep? Huh? Don't forget who you are. You'll come back here tomorrow. Come on. Go on, take a hit. Come on.
Kit frantically shoves Victor towards the bed. Corey stands and puts a dirty paw on his shoulder. Victor, dazed like drifting through a bad nightmare while he's high, allows her to lead him to the bed. Chelsea is currently taking her turn. Taking her turn, yeah.
Just relax and get high, babe.
You're such a good-looking piece.
Corey puts the pipe to his lips and is about to light the lighter. Chelsea reaches over to Victoria's shirt front.
Let me see what you got under there, honey.
Chelsea pulls open his shirt to expose his bare, heavy chest. Just as her hands reach for him, Victor suddenly snaps out of his daze, shoving her hand away and hitting her in the face.
Don't touch me, motherfucker.
Oh my goodness, what a night. Oh man, she tears several buttons from her dress as he fights her off. Corey grabs for him and she shoves her away too. Victor jumps up and bolts to the door.
Have you gone nuts?
Victor pushes past him, throws open the door, and runs outside. Interior hallway day. Victor runs down the hallway. Kit comes to the door and yells at her.
Where you going? You can't run away. You'll be back. You'll be back here. Come on.
Exterior Victor's apartment building day. Victor comes quickly out of the apartment building and heads for the limo. He tries to discreetly hold the front of his shit together, but is obviously something is wrong. The driver opens the door for him.
I was getting worried.
Fine. Just take me back. Take me out of here.
Interior limo day. Victor sits in the back of the limo, clutching his shirt together. He begins to cry. Interior brokerage house
Don't
day.
cry, shop girl.
Edith the woman stood at the front of the conference table, staring at a large flower chart of their acquisition and liquidation of the Cross Enterprises. Wilma is pleased with himself. Edith's thoughts somewhere else. Yep. Edith's thoughts somewhere else.
Wilma!
Oh, Wilma.
I'm paying an attorney for nothing. Marla.
Some attorney.
Hello. I can't pause this because it's like somebody else be Wilma.
I got this.
Hold on. I got it.
Damn it.
What page are we on?
116 of the PDF.
Copy. Did it. Well, that's about it. 36 days, 6 months, 1 year. After that, Cross is just naval history.
He starts to roll up the charts.
Then, the only question in my mind is what you're going to do after next.
Huh?
What are you going to do next?
I don't know.
Jake comes into the room.
I'm back. I'm sorry, Miss Lewis. Your helicopter's ready.
Helicopter? Helicopter? Are you going to the opera again?
I just thought I'd look at the shipyards again before I go back to New York.
Such a sentimental softy.
Would you like to come with me?
No, I want to finish that chemical bid so you can take it back to New York.
You can always FedEx it later.
You know me. I don't like loose ends.
Exterior helicopter day. Edith is sitting comfortably in the helicopter as it passes over the decaying shipyards. She stares down at them thoughtfully. Jake sits behind him.
So, did you learn a lot from Mr. Cross?
Yes, a few things. Not all that we wanted to hear, but...
She drifts off, staring at the shipyards below.
But what?
But it's not important. Let's head back.
Interior living room evening. Victor, having changed clothes, is standing in front of the glass window, looking out at the city, half-heartedly drinking a glass of champagne. The doorbell rings. Startled, he sips some champagne on his hand. spills some champagne on his hand. He turns and looks at the door edgy. It rings again, licking the champagne from her hand. He walks across the room and up the stairs to the door. He opens it. Wilma is standing outside with a small briefcase.
Hello again.
Hi.
I take it Edith isn't back from her little helicopter trip?
No.
They wait quietly for a moment, Victor expecting her to leave and Wilma standing firm.
May I come in?
Yeah, sure.
Wilma walks past him and down the steps into the living room. She spots the open bottle of champagne and strolls over it.
You like drinking alone?
Sometimes.
Wilma picks up a glass.
Do you mind?
Victor is obviously uncomfortable in her presence, but he doesn't feel like he can refuse.
No.
Wilma sets her briefcase down at the table and pours a full glass. She takes a sip.
It's been a long day. You know Edith's leaving tomorrow, don't you? 11 o'clock flight.
Yeah.
Wilma takes another sip. She opens her briefcase and takes out a small stack of papers.
I'm going to leave some papers here for her to take back to New York.
She sets the papers down on the table and closes the briefcase. She walks over to the window and looks out. She takes another sip.
Great view. Lady Lewis sure knows how to live, doesn't she?
Lady Lewis?
Just a joke. Me and Edie. This must be quite a change for a hooker off the boulevard.
Victor says nothing. Wilma takes a long drink and goes back to the bottle for a refill, and she stares at Victor.
You're a very pretty man, Victor. Too pretty for the street.
Victor is silent. Wilma stalks closer to her. He takes a sip.
What do you make a week? 500? Even that?
Victor's tone of voice suddenly becomes hostile.
What's it to you?
Oh, with the right manager, you can make a lot of money. More than Edith's giving you. Much more than you can make on the street.
I don't like managers. I don't like people making money off of me.
Wilma smiles.
Oh, you got a mean streak in you, don't you? Maybe that's what Edith liked about you.
She takes a sip and turns away.
There's nothing to get hostile about. I have some friends who run a nice service. They aren't like pimps you find off the street. They don't muscle you. They just help you. Sure, they take a cut, but since you're making a lot more money, you won't even have to think about it.
No thanks. I only want to get fucked by one person at a time.
Wilma's face sours. She downs his champagne quickly and sets the glass down at the table, obviously straining to keep her voice calm. She turns to Victor.
How long have you been on the street?
3 months.
No, figured something like that. You act tough, but you don't have a clue about where you're going. You're still fresh off the bus from the cornfields. How long do you think your pretty looks are going to last?
Victor says nothing. He turns away from her.
Just wasting yourself. A couple of years fucking lowlifes and drug pushers and your face will be ruined.
Just get out of here. Does Edith want you here? I don't think she'd like it if you were talking to me like this.
Edith? Oh, now I get it. It's starting to make sense. You don't think Edith's going to get rid of you, do you? What do you think? You think Edith's just going to keep you? Don't you know what a cold bastard she is? She's not going to keep you.
I know.
What's your problem? I'm trying to help you.
Victor spins and stares at her furiously.
I don't want your help. I don't like you. I'd rather fuck lowlifes and drug pushers than fuck you.
Wilma slaps him hard across the face.
Don't talk to me like that, whore.
Victor buckles over, holding his face in pain. Wilma stares at him seethingly. Soothing.
Fine. Go back to the street. End up dead in the dumpster. What do I care?
She turns to start to leave, but as she does, Victor leaps at her, pounding her from behind. Wilma turns and slaps him hard. She slaps him again, and Victor keeps punching.
You fucker, you fucker.
In the background, Edith opens the door and enters the room. She sees the two of them fighting. For a moment, she is confused, but then she hurries down the steps and runs to them. Edith?
Fuck, that's me. I was just enjoying the scene. Cut it out! What's going on?
Victor roughly claws Wilma with his fingernails. Edith pulls away from her. Wilma, blood dripping from his cheek, lunges at her, and slaps her again. Edith intervenes. She punches. She punches Wilma hard in the stomach. Wilma buckles over buckles over in pain. Edith pulls Victor further away and lets go of him. As Edith moves toward Wilma, Wilma straightens up with an angry look on her face.
That little bitch.
Wilma is about to rush toward Victor again when Edith slugs her square on the chin. Wilma stops cold and sways in dizzled pain. Edith grabs her by the shoulder and hauls her up the steps to the front door. Wilma, dazed, doesn't resist. Edith shoves her out into the hallway. Victor stands alone, stunned, holding his face in pain. Interior hallway day. Edith roughly throws Wilma against the wall.
What the hell are you doing?
Wilma grits her teeth.
Some nasty little boy you found. I came to drop him some papers and he started pissing me off.
It slams her against the wall again.
Why were you hitting him?
What are you? Woman of the year? He's just a whore. What difference does it make?
She grabs Wilma and pushes her down the hall.
Get out of here.
Hey, watch it. Look, I left you some papers.
Edith strides into the apartment, gathers up Wilma's papers and briefcase, and hurls them into the hallway. They scatter across the floor.
What are you doing? You need those, you asshole. You need me.
Edith slams the door shut.
I don't have to put up with this shit. You're gonna have to crawl back to get me.
Wilma rubs her sore face. Angrily, she starts to pick up the papers scattered around the floor. Interior living room night. Victor sits frozen on the couch. Edith comes down the steps and sits next to him.
Are you all right, baby?
Victor speaks with an icily calm voice.
Why do girls always know exactly how to hit a guy? Wham, right across the cheek. Nice and high, so it feels like your eye is going to explode. Stepmothers, girlfriends, pimps, cops, even little lawyers in suits, they all hit you the same. What do? Take all the girls aside in high school and show them how?
No one's gonna hit you anymore.
Nobody needs to. She already did a good enough job.
I'm sorry.
Victor slowly stands up.
I better go.
You didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to go.
No, I want to go. I hate it here.
Vic, I'm sorry what she did, but I don't want you... But I want you to know I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, nothing's your fault. She just works for you, doesn't she? You just give her some of your money and you can't be blamed for what she does behind your back. How many people has she hit while you weren't around to see it? How many?
Edith is silent.
I'm getting out of here.
All right. I understand.
Edith reaches into her jacket and pulls out a long gray envelope.
Here. I was gonna give this tomorrow, but I'll give it to you now. It's $3,000.
She holds it out to him. Victor doesn't take it. He stares at the envelope.
I don't want it.
Edith takes his hand and puts the envelope in. She closes his fingers around it.
Victor, please don't make this hard. You need it. Take it. Wait. That's crazy. Take it. You need it. You earned it. Wrong part of the script. Sorry. Travis!
I know I heard you. You were at the other part. I got confused. Victor stares down at the envelope.
Confused too.
His eyes moistly. He tries to stand back, but Edith won't take it. He sets the envelope down on the coffee table.
I don't want it.
Victor, please don't make this hard.
Hard? What do you know about hard? Do you know how many women I've had to have to make this much money on the street? They'd fill up this room. And I'd rather have done it that way if I could never have met you. I wish I'd never met you.
He starts to cry. Edith wraps his arms around him. He's half-heartedly tries to push her away, but she holds on to him. He sobs on her shoulders.
What can I do now? I can't go back and I can't stay.
Oh, baby. Victor, stay. Baby, please stay.
Victor lays in Edith's warm shoulder. The tears begin to flow.
I want to hate you, but I can't. I hate myself. I hate what I've become. I've been so low for so long, I didn't realize what had happened to me. You just held up a mirror.
Oh, so did you. I'm not sure I like my own reflection. This is your face. Stay with me.
She takes his chin in her arm and kisses him. He returns it. He falls limp in her arms. Edith lifts him up and carries him into the bedroom. Interior bedroom night. Edith lays Victor down on the bed. She strains and starts to leave. Victor grabs his arm.
Where are you going?
I'll sleep on the couch.
Victor holds her arm firmly.
Don't leave me.
Victor.
He pulls his fingers on her mouth to stop her from talking. He pulls her back to the bed and they kiss. Slowly and tenderly, they make that sweet, sweet love. Interior bedroom night. In the darkened bedroom, Victor and Edith lie together. Edith sleeps deeply, peacefully, with Victor's back cuddled and close to her chest, her arms over the body. And Victor, his face swollen and puffy from the blow he received, stares into space, sleepless. He takes Edith's limp hand in his hands and carefully examines it. The fingers in the palm are the tiny hairs on the back. He pulls it in close to his body and holds it tightly. He kisses the fingers in a low, very audible voice. He says,
I love you.
Almost as if he wanted to hear what it sounded like. Interior bedroom morning. A clock on the wall reads 9:03. Edith wakes up with a start. She's alone in the bed. She glances around the room. Victor is gone. She jumps out of the bed and pulls on her robe.
Victor?
Interior bathroom day. Victor is dressed in some tailored slacks and button-down shirt and has finished up his skincare routine in the bathroom mirror and is attempting to use Edith's makeup to cover the bruise. He has made a strong effort to cover up a nasty bruise on the side of his cheek. It obviously hurts.
Victor.
Hearing Edith's voice, his face flies through the range of emotions. First soft, then hard, then stone. Edith appears in the bathroom door.
Fuck me! You just spilled champagne all over my phone. One moment.
Edith.
There you are. This is why I stopped drinking, but you made me drink again.
Victor, did you just say you're thingy?
I said, there you are.
Yeah, you just caught me. I'm taking off.
Quickly, he pushes past her in the bedroom. Interior bedroom day. Victor quickly crosses a bedroom, and Edith follows after him.
Baby, where you going?
Back to Hollywood. Where do you think? The week's over.
Last night you said you didn't want to go back.
I feel better today. Bye, honey.
He stops abruptly and gives her a peck on the cheek. He then turns and exits. Edith rushes after him. Interior living room day. Victor comes out of the bedroom and makes his way across the living room. Edith follows after him.
Wait! Wait a second. Let's talk about this.
Victor stops again in his cold as hardest voice. He says,
Talk about what?
Edith pauses. She isn't sure. Victor turns and continues on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Bye.
What about your clothes?
I don't have any place to wear them. I'd walk home naked, but the cops would stop me.
Hold on a second. Let's think this thing through.
He turns and faces her again.
What's to think through? You hired a hooker for 1 week and the week's over. Remember, no hassles, no headaches, no strings attached.
His eyes immediately. Yeah.
Then take the money.
Right, I almost forgot.
He grabs the envelope from the table.
This makes it all worthwhile. $3,000.
Edith is surprised that he took it.
What is this? What was last night all about? Do you really want to go?
What difference does it make what I want? What are you going to do? Take pity on me? Feel sorry for me? Maybe you can give me an extra little handout before you go. Maybe when you come into town next time, we can do it again. Or maybe if I asked real nice, you'd put me up in a little place like your model friend until you got tired of me like you did him.
Victor eyes her hardly.
But none of that is going to change the fact that you are a slimy jerk who professionally screws people over. You want me to hang around and laugh and giggle while you gut people over dinner? No thanks.
What do you want from me? You want me to tell you I'll change? You want me to give up millions of dollars of business? You want to say I'll marry you?
I don't want you to say anything. I'm just leaving. Thanks for the money.
He goes to the door and opens it, exits and slams it shut. Edith stares at him at the door, stunned. Victor suddenly opens the door again and looks at her indefinitely.
And you snore, too. You snore like a pig. You did from the first night.
He slams the door again. Edith, furious, kicks over a coffee table into your hotel hallway day. Victor stands in front of the closed door, drained. He slowly starts to walk away, tentatively, as if waiting for someone to follow after him. But he knows she won't. He picks up his step. She isn't following. He moves quicker to the elevator. The door of the elevator opens. He glances back around. Still no one. He gets inside. The elevator door closes. The hallway is empty. The penthouse door slowly opens. Edith glances down the hallway. He really left. She can't believe it. He really left. Interior hotel day. The elevator door opens and Victor emerges. Victor stands in the lobby looking around the room, looking at all in front of him for the last time. He crosses over the main desk. Mr. Thomas emerges from the back room and sees him.
Mr. Victor, how are you? I understand Miss Lewis is checking out today. Will you be accompanying her to New York?
No, she didn't ask me.
Oh.
He notices the bruise on her face.
Where did you get the bruise?
He touches his face quickly.
Oh,
Guiltily.
I bumped into something. Isn't that dumb?
Mr. Thomas sees through this obvious lie.
Listen, I forgot to leave something with Miss Lewis. Would you give it to her just before she goes?
Of course.
Victor hands him the envelope.
Thanks. Thanks for everything.
Is there anything else? Anything I can do to help you? Would you like the limo to take you somewhere?
No. There's a bus that runs up Wilshire. I can catch that. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Victor. You're always welcome back.
Victor smiles faintly, turns and leaves. Interior bedroom day. Edith's dressed in a power pantsuit. He finished packing her bags. She closes them tight. She packs up her bags to leave, and the bedroom door's full-length mirror. She finds herself faced with her reflection and pauses for a moment. She takes a breath, adjusts her hair, and exits. Interior hotel lobby day. Edith hands her keys to the desk clerk at the main desk. A bellboy is taking her bags out to her waiting Mercedes.
Is everything taken care of?
Yes, ma'am, I believe so. Let me just check the phone bill.
He disappears into the back as Edith stands impatiently. Mr. Thomas, on patrol through the lobby, walks up to her.
Lewis, I trust your stay has been enjoyable?
I'm wonderful.
Mr. Victor left something for me to give you. Here.
Edith's face visibly falls as Mr. Thomas hands her the envelope. She holds it loosely in her hands. As she stares at it blankly, Mr. Thomas discreetly exits. The desk clerk returns.
Everything is taken care of, ma'am.
Good.
She turns and quickly exits the lobby, walking through the glass door to her waiting car. Slow dissolve to exterior fast food stand day. Kit and other guy are standing in front of the shop, sipping on sodas, talking.
I'm gonna have to charge you a little more rent than Victor because I've got this beauty course I'm looking into. I'm not gonna be there that much.
The other guy nods in agreement. During this conversation, we see Edith pull up in her limo, hop out, and approach the flower vendor set up in front of the store. Help you, love? Edith picks up a dozen roses and hands the flower vendor money for them.
There you go.
Back on Kit and Guy.
So you got a lot of stuff you gotta move in?
Jennifer burned most of my stuff when I said I was moving out.
Interior Victor and Kit's apartment. Victor is slowly packing the rest of his things. He dressed in the normal clothes, not the street hooking wear or the new fancy digs we're seeing him in the whole movie. This is a more relaxed and real version of Victor. Victor takes one last look out the window at his view of Hollywood. He grabs his bag with the rest of his stuff and heads towards the door as we start to hear a horn honking. Victor pauses and slowly turns. He hears the opera music blasting from outside and heads towards the window. Exterior Victor and Kit's apartment. We see Edith sticking out the top of the sunroof of the limo as he approaches the front of Victor's apartment building. The opera music swells to its moving climax. Edith has the flowers in her hand, an umbrella. Victor is looking out the window at the approaching vehicle. As the vehicle comes to a stop out front, Edith holds up the flowers and the umbrella and shouts,
No. Victor! Victor!
Victor laughs at the sight of his knight in shining armor arriving in her limo.
Prince Victor, come down!
Victor hops out of the fire escape. The seeming balcony exists in every opera. Edith jumps out of the car and stands at the base of the fire escape. Victor is brimming ear to ear and enjoying this incredibly romantic gesture.
Had to be the top floor, right?
It's the best.
All right, I'm coming up.
Edith begins to ascend the fire escape towards her waiting prince. Victor smooths out his hair and awaits the top of the stairs from her princess to come to fetch her. Edith is getting closer and finally reaches the top. They meet in the middle of the ladder and are very close.
So what happened after she climbed up the tower and rescued him?
He rescues her right back.
They kissed a long, passionate kiss, and the music swells to an end. Was there a little too much tongue there? It sure looked like it. Damn, Richard Gere. Damn you! As the camera zooms out of this romantic scene, we hear,
Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Everybody comes here. This is Hollywood, the land of dreams. Some dreams come true, some don't, but keep on dreaming.
Fade out, the end.
Oh my god, if you've watched all of this, first of all, I apologize. Also, second of all, thank you. We love you. Thank you again for joining our gender swapped pretty woman, pretty man read. Have a lovely night.